All right. So, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Karibu sana to our guests, and thank you so much for the people who are watching us right now. My name is Nick Salat, and I'll be your host tonight. Um, I work with My Travel International, and that I think this is the platform from My Travel International, where tunafanya kazi ya IELTS. We train IELTS and other English exams like PTE, TOEFL, Duolingo, SAT, and all that. Karibuni sana. We want to assist our students who are planning to travel, and I think there are some few things that they need to know, and the only way we can do that is through engaging people with experience, because I think at the end of the day, it is all about the experience. And today we have guest from US and my brother from Australia. So I think I'll give you time to introduce yourself. I see the order of the screen. We are starting with Priska, and I think it is ladies first. Priska.
Okay, thank you so much, Nick Salah. This is a very informative session. My name is Priska, and I call myself Priska Student Educator. So if you have any questions, please just send it over, and then we'll try our best to answer them to the best of our knowledge.
Thank you so much, Nick.
Okay, next online is me. So my name's Mr. Mutai, Nick or Nicholas Kibet Mutai. From Eldoret, I was born and raised in Nandi, and then I moved to Wasam Issue, place called Kapseret. And then I moved to the US in 2013. So I'm almost 10 years, actually it's 10 years in the US.
Uh-huh.
Maryland, then to New York, but now I'm in Savannah, Georgia, a state called Georgia. I know many people know Atlanta, so Atlanta is in Georgia. So Savannah is south of Atlanta, so that's where I am right now. Yep.
Okay.
hmm
Next online is
Yes,
Jeff.
yes. My name is Jeff Mitei. Uh, I came to United States in 2018. I think this is my fifth year now. So I went to school in Tennessee. That's where I did my graduate studies. A place called Castle Newman. Castle Newman is in Knoxville, Tennessee. You can check it out. They always have very good opportunities for Kenyan students, and it's very easy. You can go check it out. After that, I moved to a place called Ohio. Ohio, that is in the northern side of the United States. Then it was very cold, and I came down to Alabama. Thank you so much, and welcome.
Welcome, welcome. I think Priska and Nick, you never said where you come from. Ah, Nick said, Priska, you didn't say that you come from this Eldoret.
Yeah, yes. I went to school. The first school I went to was in Mosbridge. I came to Kaptinga, ended up in Hill School. I went to Mombasa, Kwale District. Then I came to America in 2015. And so the first school was Tennessee Tech, but I didn't run very well. So if you are an athlete, if you're going to Tennessee Tech, you need to run, like be a good runner. Then after that, I ended up in Castle Newman. I was in the same school with Jeff. And then after I finished, I graduated in 2019. I started working in West Virginia for 2 years. I went to Florida for a few months. Then after that, I was in Texas for a year. Then I came to, then I went to New York for a few months. I've been going to New York a lot for my travel. Then right now, where I stay, my home is in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm 4 hours away from Mr. Mutai.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me. I think I didn't say where I went to school and all those kind of things. So let me just make a perfect introduction so that people can understand.
Okay.
Yeah, just to make it clean. So I was in Nandi. I went to a primary school called Kipchunu. Those who are from Mosoriot, And then I went to Terige High School. That is in Nandi, near Lesos. And then went to another college called Kenya Institute of Highways and Building Technology. Inaitwa KIHBT. Iko Nairobi Industrial Area. It has a branch in Commercial Street, Nairobi, and another one in Ngong. So I did a diploma in architecture. That was way back in 2004, 5 and 6. And then went back home. 2008, I was employed by the Ministry of Public Works. So I used to be an architectural assistant at the Ministry of Public Works in community that is in Nairobi. Did for 5 years, 2008, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then I was like, I think I need to move on with my life. I want to make myself better. And then, so that's why I decided to go to the US. Came here without a scholarship. I just came, with no scholarship, no nothing. So I just, went to the embassy. I applied, got a school, went to embassy. Then I was lucky. I tried twice. I went the first time, I didn't get it. Then went for the second time, and then I got it. So came to the U.S., landed in Maryland, in a school called University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. Naitwa UMES, Eco Maryland State. Did 3 years construction management because I wanted to do something that was construction led. So I did for 3 years because I was a transfer student. So I didn't do 4 years. So I was exempted 1 year because I had done my diploma back there. So did my 3 years, 2013, 14, 15. Finished 2015, joined the Army, 2016, the US Army, through a program called MAFNI. Did 4 years, 16, 17, 18, 19. I was in New York. I was posted to New York, post called for Drum, near Toronto, in a city called Watertown, near Toronto, Canada. Then did my 4 years. And then I was like, I'm done. So I wanted to go back to architecture because I'd done architecture in Kenya and then I had worked for 5 years. So I knew what I really wanted to. That's why I came back to Savannah, Georgia, to a school called Savannah College of Art and Design, SCAD. If you go online and Google SCAD, you will see SCAD. So that's why I found myself here in Savannah, Georgia, because I wanted to go to SCAD. So did my SCAD 2020, 21, 22, 23. I graduated a degree in architecture and got a job here in Savannah. So I've been here for almost 5 years now, doing architecture. Yeah, so I think I think I've tried. I've captured pretty much everything that I needed to say about myself. Yes, thank you.
All right. And my friend Victor.
Okay, my name is Victor Kuto. I'm from Kapinga, like the way Priska said. My family's name is Kaptuigong. The nickname is Kamustuni. We all accept that. I schooled in Kapinga Primary. I was ahead kwa Priska, and then I joined Primat Secondary School. Finished in 2009. Then later I joined KMTC for my basic diploma in clinical medicine and surgery from 2011 to 2014. 2015, I did my internship in Kapsabet County Referral Hospital. I was licensed, so I started working, doing locums from Moyale, Mosabi, Dadaab, Refugee Camp, and so many places. Then I decided to go back to school. I went for higher diploma in ophthalmology and cataract surgery. When I graduated, I was offered a job in Outspan Hospital in Nyeri, practiced for like a year. Then I got a county job. I came to Wasingishu County under Uruma Sub-County Hospital, where I was practicing as a ophthalmic clinical officer and a cataract surgeon until December last year. That's when I came to Australia, particularly to Perth, to join my wife, who is studying here masters. Um, and that's me, in short. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think that is a very good introduction. Nyinyi ni watu wa nyumbani bwana, from Kaptinga to the world. So I think the first thing that we need to that we are going to discuss today is the culture shock. I'm yet to experience this, but our guests have a lot of experiences on the same. And maybe Priska, you can tell us more about this culture shock before we discuss what people are supposed to know before they travel, and also what they are going to expect in terms of culture and how people behave. So I'm going to give Priska to tell us more about the culture shock, and then maybe from there we can continue.
Okay, thank you, Nick. So, according to Oxford Language Culture Shock, the feeling of disorientation experienced by someone who is suddenly subjected to unfamiliar culture, way of life, or set of attitude. So, it's something that everybody, if you're moved from one place to another, from one culture to another, you will feel that disorientation. You don't feel at home at first. You have to learn a lot of things depending on the place you are. If everybody there is educated, you have to be educated. If you try your best to relate, and sometimes it's hard because what you know and you're used to know it's the right way might not be the right way. So we experience that a lot, especially when you move from one country to another.
So let me also jump in to add to what Priska said about culture shock. So I will just touch on the lifestyle because as I said, I worked in Kenya for 5 years. I was in Nairobi, so I know pretty much almost everything about Nairobi. About the lifestyle and the lifestyle there and the lifestyle here in the US. When I came here, everybody's like for himself. People stay indoors because of the weather, and maybe that's how they are. That's how the lifestyle is about. So they don't go out. There is no social gatherings. Like, I mean, there are some, but not like what we have in Kenya. Because for us, we used to work Fridays. You go to either cast night in Carnival, Chomason, somewhere in Donholm, and whatever. You mingle with friends, eat, dance, and everything for a weekend. But here, it's so different. You can, there's no more, but there's not a lot of such gatherings here in the US. Because here you have to make money for you to study, as in to pay for your fees. You have to make money for you to pay rent. You have to make money for you to at least send, some change back home. So here it's about money, time, money, and time. And here people work, they pay you according to the number of hours that you work. And here you earn money. You don't get, there's what is, I don't know when I say earn, you mean you understand what I mean. Like you have to sweat it for you to get it. Every single dime that you get, you have to work for it. There's nothing like deals, the man that could push a deal here and then they may follow. No, there's nothing like that. You have to work for it. You have to sweat for it. So, and that is why most of the time you find people working so much, 3 or 4 jobs, just to make sure you eat well, you go to school well, and you at least send something back home. So so there is so work for you to survive. At least for the first few years when you come here. Of course, it will not continue like that forever. Because of course, certainly life will change. Everything will stabilize, and life will continue. So that's one thing. There's not a lot of social gatherings like what we have back in Kenya. Another thing that was a little bit crazy is, in Kenya we used to shaking hands when you want to greet somebody. In the US, it's not like that. It's just hi, and you move. So when I came here the first 2 years, the first 1 year, I used to, trying to extend my hand to shake somebody's hand, and people were like, what's wrong with this guy? Are you crazy? Like, people don't shake hands like what we do in Africa. That's our African culture, but here is a little bit different. So just say hi, that's it. Another thing is what a relationship and how you relate. Here, everybody's empowered. It's not like, of course, for us, I'm a Nandi, and how Nandis, you have your place in the family. But here it's a little bit different, my friend. You have to adjust. Some things that you used to do back home, you're not going to be able to do it here because the system is a little bit different, and you have to adjust. You have to bring down your ego and all those things. You have to meet somewhere with your significant other. I'm talking for somebody who is married like me, because I came here when I was married, so I had to try to trim some of my things and come down so that we can meet somewhere for things to move on. Otherwise, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Yeah. So those are the things that I wanted to maybe touch on, and somebody else might want to also continue to contribute. Yes.
Yeah, thank you. Maybe let me add something on that. As we refer to the culture show, also things like weather can be really shocking to many people. And yeah, in Australia we have season, but the goodness is in Western Australia, to be specific, ni kama tu home, especially ukienda pande wa Nandi penye kukiwa na msimu wa mvua na baridi inakuwa to the extreme. It's just like here in Western Australia, there is no much difference, but still it will shock some people when they come, especially saizi we are expecting summer soon. Saizi ukiamka 4 am jua imeanza kutokezea, imeanza kuwa mwangaza. So I remember I came to Australia during summer time na nilikuwa nalala karibu na dirisha, so nilikuwa naona mwangaza naingia ndani, nadhania nimechelewa kuamka, kuangalia sana ni 4 am. That's part of culture shock. Na saa hizo mandege zinapiga kelele huko nje. The same with evening. You might find yourself, you're walking and you think it is still, mchana na kumbe ni 8 p.m. So we have what we call shorter night or shorter darkness during the period where we enter the summer, and also the winter is the opposite. So weather can be one of the culture shock, and also don't forget about meals. Wale wakale wetu wamezoea ugali bidii asubuhi na jioni, sorry, lunch na jioni. Here it might not work because watu wanasukuma shift hapa saa ngapi wanakimbia kupiga maugali. So sometimes you have to adjust, not because you want, but because of the circumstances. Utajipata unakula vitu tu rahisi ya kupika dakika moja ama mbili, ama hata ununue tu yenye iko ready ukisonganga. Mimi tangu nikuja hapa ninaweza hesabu siku nimekula suja maybe twice for the last almost 10 months, na hiyo nimeenda tu kwa rafiki ndio nikapata huko, but to get it is very difficult, and hiyo ni kitu tulikuwa tunategemea nyumbani. So people should know when they come here, they don't have a lot of expectation because you have to adjust and kule chenye inapatikana huku, so long as you try to eat what it is good, because kukula tena hizi fast food, it has effect on our health and blah blah blah. So that's it. Food, climatic change can be part of the culture shock, but we thank God here in past tuko na church ya Wakenya, so ukimiss kuona Mkenya during the week, be sure Sunday utaenda kuona wengi sana kwa kanisa, and you feel good. But I know huko nyumbani tumeona wazungu, tumeishi, tuko na mzungu hata huko kwetu mtawa amelala, so kuona mtu white it is not a big deal for us, but hatukuwa tumerelate na hawa sana, especially for the social life. Na kuna mtu amesema hapo they don't have a lot of socialism, so ni ile tu unapata wako wengi kwa hii side, but it doesn't matter, kwetu tushazoea hiyo, na at least tuko na Wakenya kadhaa huku, so huwezi kosa hata shift unaenda ukose Mkenya, so that's the good thing. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So I want to know that one thing yenye Priska hawezi sahau, yenye Nick hawezi sahau, ile kitu moja tu yenye ulifanya yenye una feel like maybe you thought uko Kenya ukafanya and huwezi sahau. So maybe anyone?
For me, I'm still even struggling mpaka now. Pakupitia, the right way to go. So nyumbani unapitia left, I think kutembea. When you walk,
nyumbani hatuna hizo rules anywhere.
Sasa if you hit somebody when you're walking, if you hit somebody, it's a problem. Lakini nyumbani sema nagongana, unatembea venye unataka. So it's hard. Even when somebody sits in a table, you have to ask first before sitting. Even in a hotel, in a restaurant, you have to ask first. But at home, mtu anakuja hapa, leta hiyo ikuja hapa. No, you don't do that here. You have to be, you have to ask. Don't just sit anywhere. And because of safety issues, safety is paramount. So when you sit next to somebody, don't just sit there and start having the small talks anyhow. If you are not in the same, maybe they are not colleagues or you know each other from somewhere, you need to just stay away.
Anything Nick yenye huwezi sahau bwana, ile kitu ulifanya kabisa yenye unaona yenyewe hapa kuna Kenya, ile tabia ya Kenya iliingilia?
I think yangu ni ile kujaribu kusalimia watu, extend my hand sasa. Na watu, people here don't like to shake, alafu kushikilia mlango when like kama unaingia kwa room and then somebody else is behind you, lazima mshikilie yule ambaye is behind the door, ndio akiingia anashikilia mwingine, and then to say thank you. Thank you is a big thing here. Yeah, most of the time we don't say it, but here is a big deal. Mtu akifanyia anything and then excuse me, those courtesy, the courtesy. Yeah, it's ukikuja hapa ndio utaona maana ya hiyo, and if you don't say, people watakuona like what, yeah, it's a little bit, yeah.
Okay, Chef.
Yes. Let me go back a little bit there, but before I go back there, wacha niguzie yenye Nick amesema hapo. You don't command people around here. When you come here, just say please. Anything that you are going to ask. Ukienda Subway, anakuambia, do you want some tomatoes? Unasema yes please. You don't command people, put that. People will be like, which kind of civilization are you? You have to say thank you. Ukifunguliwa mlango, say thank you, I appreciate you. So that is totally different. We don't have please in our culture. We don't have it. But when you come here, you have to say please. You don't command anyone around here. So ukishuka, when you come here, immediately you come to when you are light from the port of entry in this country, you meet with something called capitalism. Capitalism is you for you and God for us all. Okay. We don't say that so much, but that is what it is, because whatever you are going to earn is directly proportional to your sweat. That is why you see the people in the US, they are very selfish with their money, because it is directly proportional to their sweat. There is no deals here. There is no entrepreneurship or whatever the thing here. You have to work for it. So you don't call anybody here, they are selfish or stuff like that. They don't want to help you. Sometimes it's very hard to get that money, okay? And when you come here, you also need to get into that line. The second thing is language. I will talk about language. When you come to US, there is American English, and you are speaking something close to British English. So when we come here, we tell people you don't even know English. This is a totally different kind of English. You will get it with time, okay? Just try to learn and go with the flow. Try to learn with people. Don't tell people you don't know English. I speak British English. You speak. This is different English altogether. The third thing that I will talk about, when you come here, they will host you. Somebody will host you, and with the tropics there is a kind of smell that comes with the where we come from, okay, but it will fade away with time. There is a kind of smell that we don't know that we have until we come here. Then we realize there is a kind of smell that that we need to work on. So they will
Now,
You need to say that one again, because a lot of people struggle. Even me, I struggled with it. The use of
now,
water
when,
and yeah.
when we talk about this smell, is it from our bodies or what? What's it?
Yes, it's from our bodies because of what we eat, the kind of the climate and stuff like that. It is embedded in us, but it will go away with time because there are a lot of things that you put in your body here that that thing will go away with time. It will just go away with time, yeah. But it takes time. And when people tell you that you have a kind of smell, just accept it and say, what can we do about it? What do you guys do about it? It's there. Because the kind of clothes that you will bring is the clothes that you will bring from there. It's a kind of smell that I have seen it in almost all of us who are new here. It will take about 6 months for it to go away. You guys, all of you agree with that, right?
Nick amekataa hii maneno.
No, I agree with him. By the way, I don't even know how to put it, but it's real and it's true.
Yeah.
Ingine ni it's about hygiene, and brush teeth. So in back there, I don't know why, because I think because we spend a lot of time outdoors in tukiwa nyumbani, like you move around, you sweat, you don't mind about it. But here, because people are indoors and everywhere like super clean, so in a very small, a very ile smell ambayo sio mzuri, like people will feel it. So that's another thing that watu wengi, especially ukikuja, you struggle with. And,
Now,
hebu kila mtu alipitia.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do you people feel the same smell when you come back to Kenya?
A lot.
Do we stink?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's terrible.
Because I need to be careful. I think Priska is coming next week, so
But with time you get used to it. It's something that it gets into you and it becomes part of your life. So, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like whenever you walk into a room that there is something smelling, you will smell it the first few seconds, then you will get used to it. But now here you are that kind of the room that you walk in and it's smelling, and you are there, staying with somebody 24 hours, which means you have to work on it.
Is it the reason why? Because I've had some issues where someone can promise someone to host, and then after some time, and I change mind. Is it one of the reasons why these people doesn't want to host people? On a lighter note.
I don't really know. I don't want to speak on that, but maybe not.
Um,
Yeah, maybe not.
We understand that it is our smell, because when we came here, they told us to, and we had to work on it. And you don't have to actually refuse to host someone because of that, because it will go away, and it's our thing. It's our thing.
No, hosting is more of finances
no,
or
I really want to.
change of problem. Maybe somebody has something that has to be done, then they think about hosting somebody. It will be too much expensive. No. Yeah.
All right, all right. It was on a lighter note. I know someone somewhere would have asked the same question.
Yeah, and another
Yes.
thing,
Yes.
food. Most of the time here they cook food and they put it in a fridge. So
Uh-huh.
you eat whenever you feel like. When you want to eat, nobody is going to tell you around. Jeff, go. It's time to eat. Food is ready and stuff like that. Nobody is going to bring your food to the table. No, you have to. When the food is still fresh, you go serve yourself. Go eat. Whenever, anytime you feel like you want to eat something, go cook something or go check in the fridge, get something, eat something. Nobody is
Mm-hmm.
going to tell you go and eat something. Another thing, you have to remain teachable. You have to remain teachable. Don't come here. You are going into a totally different world where everything is done differently. So when people tell you, things to do with driving, how to do things with the laundry, remain teachable. Okay, don't be somebody who wants to bulldoze things around. I know this, I know that. Stay as if you don't know anything. Okay, be
Mm-hmm.
humble and remain teachable. That's what I will tell you for now.
Aquele que essa star, no? Ela é um
Eh,
guau, essa star, no?
yes, that thing, kesa stano. Yeah, in kikaleji tunasema kesa stano madharau. Unaona ni kama umedharauliwa. Sio
Uh-huh.
madharau. You don't know it. And the person hosting you, they assume that you totally don't know it. So most of the time, uh, people will brush shoulders because of that. It doesn't have to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just remain teachable. They tell you this is how it's done here, this is how it's done here. Just go like that.
Mm.
Yeah, they
Okay,
tell you
before
that you have to wash your cup after your meals. Don't
Mm.
say, umenidharau. No, this is how things are done here.
Now that chef, wewe unatoka hii Eldoret.
Yes.
Vile ulifika huko, ulikuwa na shida na hiyo kuosha vyombo after?
Yes, I mean, we back home we expect women to wash utensils after the meals, but now here we are about six of us, and we have around three women, and we have three men, and they are telling you you have to wash your plate after you use it. When you come here, let me tell you, it will take time for you kushika laini.
Mm-hmm.
So utaona kabisa ni kama watu wanakudharau. Unajua, enda uoshe kikombe sijui. Na some people they do that, they say wewe una kitu. Lakini remain humble, be teachable. Sema this is the process. I am telling you, at one point ukifika hapa around the first 6 months, even if you are a man, you will cry. You will cry tears. It's not easy. You will cry kabisa. Sasa baada ya kulia tia, sasa ndio unashika laini. Sasa unasema sasa ni mimi, tupepetane na hii dunia. Ni hivyo. Yeah, so I will hand over the mic to someone else.
I really wanted to ask you something before you hand over the mic.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, like when it comes to the duties and the women are supposed to wash a vyombo and all that. I want you to tell us that one thing, or okay, forgetting about the duties, when it comes to work, for example, umepewa this kind of work, you're supposed to do this. I think it is online with kuosha vyombo.
Yes.
Kuna I've heard there are some people who are coming from Kenya, and then when they come there, they are given a certain kind of job, and they feel like maybe this is not the right job for me. So can you say something on that?
Yes, when I came here, I enrolled in school my first semester, and I was not on scholarship, and I was required to do some work in school for them to pay my fee. So they told me I was supposed to be a janitor. Janitor ni kuosha, actually kuosha restrooms and stuff like that. It was very hard for me. So they told me, if you cannot be a janitor, you have to wash utensils. naita sufuria in my Kejeli language. So it was very hard for me. And, you know, if I had done that, they could have paid my fee, and my I could have gone to school very easy. But because of Kiburi that was in me at that time, I left all that and I said, let me go look for money elsewhere. Then I come back to pay my fee. That one took a lot of process, and it was a toll on me. It took a toll on me. About I could have done my program in less than 2 years, but it took me about 4 years because of Kiburi to finish the same program. Okay, so when you arrive here, you have to begin somewhere. They tell you you start with a janitor. Then if you are not a janitor, you don't have any skill when you get here. You don't have any skill. Okay, so that is the jobs that are available for people who don't have any skill. Because in this world, they tell you, what can you do? Are you tech savvy? Can you do something with computer? They will give you data entry job. You can go to an office and do some data entry. But now, if you don't have any skill, that is what you have to do, and you don't have otherwise. And if ukikuja na kiburi, you will do your program in 4 years, like I did. But if you just follow those, whatever they are telling you have to do, your work will be very easy. Nick here was telling you about what he has done in America. If I were in a good position, I could give him a very good job. He qualifies to be a CS because he followed the due process. Now he has a very rich CV. You see, the due process, and I am sure he was very happy while he was doing that. So when you come here, follow the due process. Your life will be very simple. You will be very happy. Keep your status. Don't brush shoulders with the authorities. Don't do that. You will not last long. The system will crush you eventually. Yes.
Thank you for that. Anyone you want to add on the same?
Yeah. So I wanted to add something. So when it comes to jobs, it's better not to choose what to do. Even if it's hard, it's you've not done it before, you will learn. It will take time, but you will learn. And then you will be able to do it even best. You can be a janitor, but you can be the best janitor, and they pay you really good. They will pay you really good. And sometimes you will find yourself, doing. I've seen people that have companies, the janitorial company. They own it just because they started it little by little. So don't choose a job and don't feel like you need to be like everybody else. Like unataka kuwa, so you are in America, you want to show people at home that I own a big car, I have this kind of things. No, don't rush it. It will come to that point. Nunua ile gari ya 1,000, just use it for you to get from point A to point B. Don't rush anything, just take it easy.
Very important. Priska, I will add something on that. So when I arrived here, I was hosted by a family. They had a 5-bedroom house. They were living very good. They had a very large fridge, with everything in it. I thought maybe I could get there in less than 1 year, So I had that kind of a thing. You have to be somewhere to go somewhere. You have to begin from somewhere. So when I went there, life was so good. I thought I was going to live the same kind of life. It's not like that here. You have to follow the due process. And when you arrive here, hiyo maneno yenye unaambiwa ati Amerika kuna pesa mingi, ni kama utafika alafu uambiwe sasa panga laini, utakuwa ukipewa pesa kwa ile bank. Hakuna hiyo maneno. You have to work for it. And it takes time to accumulate.
All right. Hey, Nick, anything?
I don't know whether the guy from Australia wants to say something before I jump in.
Okay, Victor.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. Okay. I think we are now discussing jobs or what?
Yes,
Right?
yes. Hmm.
Okay. Like the way my colleagues have said, here in Australia, it's almost the same thing. I will urge, especially those who are coming for studies. You know, we have different visas, but majority are the students who are coming for studies. We have people who are coming directly to work. I will not address you for today because at least those you have careers, you are just coming to work directly. But let me address the students who are coming to study, and of course, they have their restricted working hours. They have to be open-minded. Ukipanda ndege pale JKIA, uache Ukenya nyumbani. Sisi ni Wakenya, lakini tuache Ukenya nyumbani. Ukitua hapa Australia, whichever the state in Australia, you have to be open-minded. You have to know that you are coming here to study and survive because they allow you to work, yes, even if it is restricted hours, they allow you to work legally, but you have to find documents that can lead you to have those jobs. So somebody has talked about hosting in detail. Hosting is the same everywhere, but now in Australia, the housing crisis is on the rise. Even the citizens of these countries, some of them, they don't have even house. Tunawafinya, hakuna manyumba huku. Ukipata nyumba unashukuru Mungu. That's why hosting is a very big deal here. So Mungu akikusaidia upate nyumba ama host, it is not just ni mtu anakupea pa kulala ama chakula. No, that host will, you know, be like a guardian or a parent because yeye ndio atakuonyesha documents ya kutafuta, yeye ndiye atakuonyesha supermarket ya kwenda, yeye atakufungulia bank account and so many other stuff. So in terms of jobs, you have to be open-minded. Most of the people wamekuja kama wameacha kazi kubwa sana Kenya, wengine wamekuwa kwa maofisi. Some of us we've been doing, you know, clean jobs, but when we come to this place, we are doing funny jobs right now, but who cares? The goodness in this country, there is equality, systems work. Wewe ukishafanya hiyo kazi yako yenye Jeff amesema, janitor, kuosha choo, nobody looks down upon you. Unakutana hata na mzungu mkubwa boss, anakwambia hi, ukoje leo, unaendeleaje? Okay, thank you for the good work, and I appreciate hata venye unang'arisha choo. And at the end of the fortnight, ukipewa kamshahara yako, mko the same, mnaenda the same supermarket, mnaenda the same beach. Pa sasa ujue standard yako, usianze kuishi kama standard ya watu wengine tena, uanze kumaliza ile pesa because you want to live like them. But there is that equality, but first have an open-minded, take any job that comes, because be sure as a student huwezi kuja tu na upate soft landing. Kama kuna few wamepata soft landing, then you are lucky. Majority they have to sweat, they have to toil, they have to cry. Kuna mtu amesema kuna kulia huko America. Even here, sometimes people cry because you know you find life is so hard, you need to pay bills. Labda host pia amekuhost ya kutosha, ameambiwa tena nyumbani kuna watu wengine wanakuja, anataka kuwa host, so anataka kutoe juu wewe umeshika laini kidogo, but still bado unashangaa. So you have to be hands on. Ukifika hapa ujue ya kwamba day one tu unaruhusiwa ulale, umalize jet lag, umalize uchovu ya kutravel. Day two unaamushwa na unazungushwa, unaenda kwa bank, hata kama hauna kazi, unaanza kufunguliwa police clearance, so many things. Usidhani wamekuharakisha, no, because somebody is hosting you also akona kazi ya kufanya. So that precious moment amekupea, uitii, honor it, respect it, because ujue ameua shift mahali ndio akupee time, akupeleke mrando, si mrando, akupeleke ujue vitu yenye inahitajika kwa this country so that you can survive. And then as soon as you get your job and the host is still willing to host you, you have to do some cost sharing. Hata kama uko na shilingi 10, ukitoa shilingi moja mwambie wacha ninunue leo maziwa ama ulete tu peke yako. You know, that's what the host even can appreciate. Anaona huyu mtu ni mtu wa maana. But now wewe sasa uanze kununua Subaru na host ako na vitu, you know, it shows that you are not a serious person, because you are, inamaanisha that haujijui in life, you know. You are buying even a very expensive car than your host. Host atakutimua mbio juu anaona, oh, you are capable of buying a very expensive car than mine. And you know, getting a house when you are new in Australia, it can be difficult because wazungu wanategemea kitu inaitwa rental history. Huwezi sema umetoka Kenya 2 months ago na unataka nyumba bungalow 4 bedroom house. It can be difficult. They will consider somebody who has stayed here for quite some time, wameona rental history yake. That's why you will find some people going to share the accommodation or even worse, wakianza kuhama from one place to another. Tumesikia hata wengine wanaishi kwa gari, and it's so unfortunate. So when you come to this country, just honor your host, ambia tu akusaidie upate yenye natakikana. Mungu akusaidie upate job, grab it.
Wow.
Grow
And
from
I
that
think
job.
we recognize these people who are actually hosting other people. I think it is not the easy thing to do, but it is a sacrifice also. So thank you so much for everyone mwenye amai host mtu mwingine. Thank you. So before we we are supposed to talk about this accommodation, but before that, what can we advise those people who are planning to maybe to travel? Ni nini wanafaa kupepana nayo? Like I think we said it last time, but I think it will be also good we say it now, so that maybe there are some people who are planning to travel but they don't know what they are supposed to carry. So I'm going to start from Nick.
So do you mean to traveling from Kenya to, I mean, I'll
Any
speak.
other country, yes. Like
Okay.
maybe a student or yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So as a student, of course, from Kenya to America, because let me speak in America because that's where I am.
Mhm.
So as a student, you know, utakuja na visa inaitwa F1 visa as a student in America.
Mhm.
And then kuna kitu inaitwa I-20, which is like the acceptance letter to the university. You know, that's the real document that really says that you're going to this school.
Mhm.
You know, and of course the passport. So when you arrive here, ukiingia US, kuna kitu inaitwa port of entry. So port of entry is the first airports utaingia within the US, and that is where, of course, the immigration will check everything you carry, your history, and all those kind of things. Because nimesikia watu wengi wanakuja mpaka port of entry and then they are sent back to Kenya. So usually, I don't know, kama squeeze, we used to buy I don't know, a two-way ticket before ukikuja. I don't know whether that applies to students or not. It's been a while. But anyway, so ukikuja port of entry usibebana na vitu ambayo haitakikani ukuje nazo. Just bring your documents, your paperwork, your student transcripts, your passport, your I-20, what else? And don't bring anything that might, like something that is illegal or whatever. Just carry your official documents, that you are required to bring. And then once you are here, it's going to be easy for you to clear, at the port of entry. And then they might ask you some questions, but the big thing is they want you to study and go back. That is usually the big thing. They want you to come here, study. Once you're done, you go back. So whenever they said you, okay, so how long are you gonna be here? Say, okay, nakuja hapa nasoma. After my degree, I'll go back to Kenya. So that is usually the baseline. And then, I mean, ukishakuja hapa, you can, opportunities ikiingia, and then you can do whatever you need to do. Yeah, so don't bring anything, and I mean, you don't really have to bring anything big or whatever. Just your few clothes here and there. And then when it's winter, kama size we are heading to winter. It's very cold. Like kama unakuja Florida, ama California, ama whatever, that is fine. But if you're going to Maryland, Virginia, the northern Midwest and everything, dress well because it's gonna be very, very cold when you arrive here.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
Now, because
yeah.
nani Victor alisema something about ugali, akasema like watu wamezoea hii chakula yenye ina take maybe few minutes. Is it allowed mtu akuje na unga?
No. I mean, kuna wengine wanabebana.
Mhm.
Nimeona watu wengi hata wanakuja na as long as sio, is it packaged ama nini, nani? There's a,
2 kgs
Really?
will do.
Yeah.
Huwa nakuja na unga ya uji
yeah,
na unga ya ugali 2 kg is fine.
yeah, but
Na
anything
ile
like
ya cheptingding.
No, it has to be labeled.
yeah, it has to be
Okay.
labeled. Yeah.
Na there is this inaitwaje sagitiek. Is it allowed?
You have to explain yourself though.
Nimeona watu wengi wakikuja nazo, but as a student, please you don't have
Yeah,
to
don't
put yourself
carry.
into
Yeah.
problems. Just bring your basic things. Yeah. Yo,
There
achia
is
watu na visit.
there are some people who are texting. There is someone called Cheche. Anasema unga tunapepa. There is someone called Tembo Fik my guy. I think he knows Victor. And then there is someone called Kiprob Tuikeny. Anasema following the discussion, thank you so much. Dorcas Chemutai watching live from Laikipia. Thank you so much, guys, for joining, and thank you for the discussion. We want to talk about these opportunities. We know that many people, when they are coming, even if it is school, we know that tunataka kutafuta kazi kidogo ya kufanya, because at the end of the day, we don't want to depend on the parents here at home na tuko huko America. What can you advise these people? I know Nick, umeingia US Army.
Yeah.
And many people, even me when I was growing up, I really wanted to be to join US Army. So maybe we can talk about that and also other opportunities that can assist these students when they are coming abroad.
Okay. Yeah. So as I said, when I was coming here, I came on a student visa, F1. So F1 is gonna restrictions. It has restrictions. You have to come in as a student and you have to maintain your status. That means you have to be in school the whole time you are here in the US. That is what F1 visa states. You have to be in school for you to be on or in status.
With specific credit hours.
Yes. So and another thing, you have to be a full-time student in America as a F1 student. You huwezi kuja hapa alafu useme I want to be part-time student. No, they don't allow that. It has to be full-time. Now, if you're full-time, you are only allowed to work 20 hours a week. That's like 4 hours a day. So that's a total of 20 hours a week. And then the job that you're doing has to be restricted. So when you come here, before you ukipata kazi unakuwa issued na something called social security card. That card will be stamped that you are only allowed to work within a specific within the school compound, the school that you're going to. That is where you are only allowed to work, and it has to be only 20 hours per week as a full-time student. And then ikifika summer, when or a break, when the school is over, you are in a long holiday, usually in summer. You are allowed to work for full time, which is 40 hours. But again, within the school, that's what the restrictions are. But many people, because you have to make some extra change here and there, some other people try to work under, which I don't know whether I should. It's illegal because you have to work within the restrictions or the conditions of your visa. But wengine wanna work chini ya maji. That's what we used to do. But it has consequences kwa sababu ukipatikana it might be the end of your stay here because you will have violated, the conditions that you're supposed to be in. So that's like that's a risk that if you wish to take, it will, it might succeed, it might not. So it's a 50-50 kind of thing. But you have to work within the school. So for me, the way I joined the army, let me just so that I can show people how I did it. So that program there was a program called MAVNI, MAVNI. Ukienda Google, inaitwa military ascension, uh, vital to national interest. So what used to do is that the U.S. Army used to recruit people with specific language qualities or language credentials. Like for us, it was Swahili because we speak Swahili in Kenya. So that used to qualify as one of the languages in the U.S. Army walikuwa wanataka. So before they recruit you, you have to have been in the U.S. for at least 2 years. Then you must have been in status. You must, like within those 2 years, lazima uwe umekuwa within the rules. You have not dropped from school, because the moment you drop from school, utakuwa umeviolate your status, and you will utasikia mtu anasema ameenda off status. That is the problem. That means you are in the US illegally. So that program used to require that you must have been in the US for at least 2 years, and you must have been in status. And then you do an exam inaitwa ASVAB, and then like an aptitude test. Then ukipita unafanya mtihani nyingine ya Kiswahili, sio ilikuwa inaitwa nini? It's just normal. I mean, any Kenyan can pass. And then once you finish that, ukipita, of course unafanya medicals, and then sasa una sign contract. So, but that program ilitolewa na President Trump in 2016 when he came into power, and it's no longer there. So ilienda ikaisha hivyo in 2016, but ilisaidia watu wengi sana, many Kenyan students ambao walikuja US, because many were able to join the army, and now ukijoin, of course unakuwa naturalized, unakuwa US citizen, because you have to be a US citizen before you serve. So ilisaidia many people. And you had to go to train. Of course, you have to go to combat training, inaitwa basic training, like any military training. And then unaenda unafanya course inaitwa military, specialty, inaitwa MOS. Because in the army, you have to have a specific job. You have to have a specific training. Apart from being a combat militant, not militant, combat, you have, apart from training for military, you have also to train for something, a specialty yenye utakuwa ukifanya ukiwa ndani. But hiyo program iliisha in 2016. I don't know whether watafungua or not. If it will, then it will be in the news. It will be online. You can be able to check and know whether it's open or not. So that's how I got in the U.S. Army. So after finishing, my college, I was like, I need to. I had a family, I had a kid, and I wanted to better myself. I wanted to, to better opportunities. So that's one of the opportunities in Leona. It was available for me. So I joined in 2016, and then I signed a contract of 4 years. US Army una sign 4 years is a contract. Inakuwa sign in contract. So una sign for 4 years. Ukimaliza 4 years, you can re-enlist. Inaitwa re-enlistment. You can re-enlist for another 4 years until ukifikisha 20. Inaitwa retirement. You can retire at 20. But you can also get out after your first contract, which is 4 years. But then, of course, the naturalized and everything. But if you want to continue, fine, you can continue. But that's how I got into. I just did my 4 years. I had a family, and it was a little bit. I was like, I want to do something else. So nikatoka after 4 years, and then I went back to college to do architecture in SCAD. So that was an opportunity that presented itself during my time, and I decided to go for it, and that's what I did.
I wanted to add something on Nick's. So people that have gone through military, you can use military as a way of going to school. So some people have used it. If you didn't graduate or you want to change your career and you want to start over, you can go to the military. kama uko na green card, because right now it starts with green card people. Ndio usitoke when you come out of the school. After your military time, the military will pay for your school. So utatoka bila loan, you will not be owing. So people use that as a vehicle to get their degree.
Yeah. Just to add on that, as she said, so serve for 4 years and you serve honorably. It has to be a honorable discharge. So honorably means you served your time. You know, honor. I know people understand what it means to be honorable. Like you never violated any. You were never involved in any traffic violations. You were never involved in any drug, whatever. So ukitoka, they will you qualify for something like a GI Bill. So they pay for your school fees, college fees. For me, I went back to SCAD to do architecture. Architecture SCAD is I used to pay like what almost $45,000 a year. $45,000. That's like how many million Kenyan shillings per year? But these were almost 5, 6, 7 million per year for 4 years, and they pay for that, and they pay for your house. You don't have to pay rent as long as you're in school for all those 4 years. So it's a sacrifice, but it's worth it. It is very, very. It's a worth sacrifice. So I was able to clear my school without any loans. So I don't pay any school loans. So that's another advantage of joining there. So if you are a green card holder in the US, you might want to explore that option, because green card holders can join even up to now. They don't have to go through the math and whatever. So green card holders can get in, and then after whatever, you can go back to school. Or if you want to continue in the army, well and good. Yep.
And the
Okay.
spouses too benefit. Spouses benefit
Oh
too.
yeah, your spouse also would benefit. Like your wife will be also, you will get a green card, and then after 3 years, she will be eligible to file for citizenship after 3 years. So that's another way too of if you are a green card holder, you join the army, and then you want your wife also to benefit, you can file paperwork for your wife after that. Yep.
Okay. Victor, any job opportunities in Australia?
Okay. Australia is broad, like US. We have several job opportunities, starting from health, engineering, and so on. So what I urge, especially students who are coming to learn, mtafute agent wazuri, legit agents, so that they can guide you on courses which are relevant in this country. When I say relevant courses, it means that the courses that can give you paper, yenye inaweza kukupea kazi mpaka ikupea hata permanent resident. Tumeona most of the students wanaenda to agents tu wale wako tu after pesa, wanakutafutia tu any course that might not come and assist you. Alafu student akifika huku akikaa some few months anaanza kujua what is going on in this country, then anaanza kuhangaika change course. Sometimes mashule siku hizi imekuwa strict, inaweza kukataza, zingine zinakubali, but it's really stressful. So it is good from the beginning upate guidance mzuri ya agent, and if possible, if you have a friend, a relative who is already in Australia, you can also double check from them is your agent, so that you can find a very good option ya course before you come, so that when you come here, for example, those who are coming for nurses, hiyo ni kama jackpot, because nurses bado wanahitajika kwa hii country kwa wingi, na kuna possibility ya kupata hata permanent residence kwa haraka. Kuna wenye wanafanya other courses na pia iko na permanent residence. So ni kujua tu course yenye unakuja kufanya, usikuje tu Australia juu unataka kukuja. Like the way my brother has said, huku lazima maintain visa yako. Kama umekuja kama student, you have to maintain eligibility. Juu break any status ya visa yako, utarudishwa tu nyumbani. So ukikuja kama umekujia masters, try to maintain kuja masters. juu tumeona wanafunzi wengi wanakuja wanashindwa kulipa fee juu ya 1 2 3, either wamekosa kazi ya maana ama wamependa starehe, wameshindwa ku raise fees, then wanaanza ku downgrade, wanakuja diploma. Unapata mtu amefanya masters anakuja anafanya diploma because iko cheap ndio aweze kulipa. So hiyo ndio vitu immigration imeanza kuziba hizo mwanya, ndio imejua kuna ukora inaendelea na itakuramba. So kuja kama ni diploma unakujia, kila mtu ajue unakujia diploma and be proud of it. Kama ni degree or masters ukuje na be proud of it, ndio usikuje kwa nami nje urene yeye. You have to just come and be focused because you have to finish on time so that utafute job, and then Mungu akusaidie upate kazi huku, then utafute sasa makaratasi kila mtu anataka. So job opportunities huku ni mingi, watu tu kusoma na wasome vitu yenye iko relevant na hawatakosa cha kufanya huku. Yeah.
All
And
right.
then-
Jeff, there is this caregiving jobs, and I think our people needs to be told. Kuna mtu anaweza kataa bwana, anasema niende nioshe shosho. What do you think of the same?
So this what I will say, wanafunzi wakifika hapa kuna hiyo kazi ya shule, you can do that. Hiyo janitor, kusaidia ingia hiyo, kuna kazi mingi shule kama ya data entry utapewa in every, you know, any faculty itakupatia hiyo kazi. Another thing, ukitoka hapo kuna baada ya kusave pesa for about 1 year unaweza nunua gari ya ukiwa US, gari kama ya 2,000 ufanye deliveries. Ukiwa na social security unaweza register ufanye deliveries kama ya DoorDash. Wananga shida sana na hiyo. Unajua as much as they don't want you to work, au jaiba umefanya kazi ndio upate to earn a living, au jaiba kitu ya mtu. The other thing, penye umeenda uone convenience stores. Penye iko convenience stores ni kama small supermarkets. Ona penye ni safe kidogo, enda utafute urafiki, waongeleshe, uambie wakupatie a number of hours kidogo, you know, kidogo yenye itakushikilia, uweke na ya shule kidogo, because najua you have to support yourself and support people at home. So ukifanya ya deliveries kidogo ya chakula, upate ya shule kidogo na upate ile nyingine kidogo, lakini usifanye sana kwa sababu you have to go to school, you have to maintain good grades, because if you are going to a nursing school, then you have to get good marks, you have to get good grades, because you cannot go to kuna pre-nursing hapa hiyo karibu 1 year, alafu uingie nursing ya ukweli. So ndio uingie nursing ya ukweli inatakana ukuwe na grades mzuri, lakini kama umekuja ufanye hii kazi mingi, unakimbilia hii pesa kidogo, you will miss the goal, because the goal ni ile. Ukiwa holiday, pigia kuna Wakenya places kama Washington, kama Colorado, kama Texas, wamefungua homes yao ya kuchunga watu, enda ufanye kazi, what they will give you hours, enda ufanye kazi holiday, accumulate something, by the time unaenda shule you have something for yourself. That's what I will say. And before I hand over the mic, when you come to US at the port of entry, penye state yenye unaenda shule, make sure hapo ndio ndege yako ya mwisho inaenda, because nimeona watu 3 wenye wamerudisha nyumbani. Mtu anaenda shule New York na akaenda Colorado, ndege yake ya mwisho inaenda Colorado, na penye anaenda shule ni New York. So watu watajiuliza, you know, this is far away, this is Colorado, this is New York, why are you going to, you know, far away from school? Wanaona wanasema wewe uko na ukora fulani. Alafu ikuwe bahati mbaya simu yako umekuwa ukiongea na mtu, unamwambia mimi nataka tu nifike US, alafu niende nifanye kazi wapi? New York
Colorado.
na shule iko Colorado.
Uh-huh.
Utarudisha nyumbani, so make sure simu yako haina vitu kama hizo, because sometimes they pick someone na wanaenda kuscrutinize. Make sure simu yako haina vitu kama hiyo, you are clean. So that's what I will say.
Okay, thank you for that.
Kitip
There is
nangom manyit magdolo. So
Uh-huh.
you have to be very wise. Do care.
Good, good. Before I give you Priska, there is one guest mwenye ametujoin anaitwa Cheche. Cheche, if you can turn on your camera so that we can see you, we need to welcome you
Naona mtani welcome na audio for today.
for today. Okay.
Yes.
Karibu sana.
I
Maybe
am
you can
very
just do a brief introduction.
okay. Naitwa Cheche, but my real name is Mercy. Niko Wisconsin, and I was a student. I graduated in May, and I started working in July. So nimesikia hiyo maneno ya US, nikasema wacha niingie kidogo because our people come here and things zinaumana, mtu anaenda out of status and stuff. So it's really good to be here and be able to hear when we are advising other people and giving them, tips on how to survive, because it's very easy to mess up and be thrown back to the village. So I'm really proud of this, and I would love to be part of this. So yeah.
All right. Maybe before we continue, we were talking about the culture shock and maybe accommodation, and also we are now at opportunities. So maybe if you have any experience you can share before we continue.
Do you want me to share my experience?
Yes, please.
I would say for sure for me it's been a land of opportunities. I came here in January of last year to do my masters, and when I came tulikuwa na bank statement lakini hakukuwa na pesa, to be honest. But here we are today. So first semester I got somebody to help me, plus I had good grades from my undergraduate, so the school already gave me half a scholarship for merit. And then a friend of mine from back in the day akanilipia the remaining. But I got a job on campus, the ones we have talked about already, and I was doing my 20 hours. But I just approached my boss office and I said, I'm having struggles with school fees. Like, what am I supposed to do? Is there a way the office can help? And one conversation led to the other, and I got a full scholarship. I wouldn't want to explain the details of it, but within a day, I had a letter with a full scholarship and a stipend. So that's one opportunity that actually presented itself to me just by speaking up for myself. So I've always told people, learn to speak up your problems in this country, because there is money and there are opportunities. Ni wewe ujitetee. Kotinye sisiga na ujifungie, hakuna mtu atajua shida zako. So learn to speak. So I did that job in that office as a graduate student. And then I graduated and a position opened up in the same office. A very senior position, actually. It was an assistant director position. And I really wanted the job. And my boss said, hey, Mercy, this one, you might not get it. Nikaona job description, nikasema, hii vitu mimi naweza fanya. I kept pushing. And she told me, I don't know, they want somebody with 3 years experience. Finally, she told me, go for it, apply. I did an interview and they gave me the job. And I started, so I graduated and then I applied for my OPT and then I waited for my work permit. Nikaanza kufanya kazi July. So again, opportunities are there. How persistent are you? How well are you speaking up for yourself? These things are there. There is money in this country. Hatuwezi danganyana, hakuna pesa ya America. Pesa iko na inatutosha sisi wote. Usikuje tu. You know what our people mostly do? We come na tunajifungia na marafiki zetu wa nyumbani. We don't explore other people. That's why you're here where there is diversity. Link up na wazungu, link up na different offices and stuff, engage in activities. You just never know when something will present itself. And then there are also like these things like career fairs. Like, I don't know if every university has that, but my school had career fairs every semester. And we have these big employers and they come and they're hiring students. So sometimes us, we just stick to ourselves. We just hang out in the house and go to class and come back home and that's it. Go to these career fairs. You get jobs, very nice and well-paying jobs. So opportunities are there. That's all I can say. It's for you to push for yourself. It's for you to speak up for yourself. It's for you to face the world the way it is. You cannot be easy and expect things to come your way. You have to push. And the good thing about this country is that once you have one job like this, you do a few more years, unapata promotion, unapata more opportunities open up, because mzungu si rahisi ya kuchukua at first, but akishaona umefanya mahali pengine, then wanakutaka, they even poach you. So where you land at first is very important. I don't know what else I wanted to say about that, but let's learn to interact with other people for sure, because tusikuje tukajifungia wenyewe ati mimi na hang out na Wakenya wenzangu. Huwezi pata kitu, tumetoka nyumbani sisi wote na mashida zetu, we cannot know much more than what we know in Kenya. Kuja utembee na interact na wazungu, go for those social events, unapata mnakaa na mtu anakuambia, oh, so who are you, where do you come from, what are you doing? Unamwambia I'm a student, I'm graduating, I'm looking for a job. Some of these people have very big companies na wanakuambia, oh, our company is hiring, send me your resume on Monday. And that's how you get to, kama yeye ana kazi atakurefer kwa mwingine kwa mwingine kwa mwingine. So that's all I have to say for now, so I can hand over the mic to someone else.
Wacha
you.
niongezee kidogo yenye Cheche amesema.
Uh-huh.
Unajua sisi wa Kenya tuko na kitu inaitwa scarcity mentality. Scarcity mentality tumeleta huko nyumbani penye hakuna vitu. So tunakuja hapa, unaona mtu ni kama anataka akumalizie. So ukiinteract na watu wengine watakupatia opportunities because they don't have scarcity mentality. Unaona? So unaona hapa bila amesema pesa ni mingi, inatosha sisi wote, kila mtu atapata share yake at the end of the day, you know. But now socialize, ongea na watu, you know, this is the America ni dunia, this is the world, this is the world, this is where the whole world is. Ongea na watu, very important.
Na ujitete kama wewe. That's
Yep.
what Cheche said. Ujitete kama wewe. Usianze kusema sisi tuko watoto 10, mama yangu sijui anauza pombe. No, jitete kama wewe. We don't want to hear stories. That's somebody else.
Go straight to the point. That is all mzungu anataka kusikia. Shida yako ni nini? Ni school fees. Sema school fees. Usiseme sasa ng'ombe ya kwetu ilikufa and then my mother was sick and then our child my problem is school fees. Munipei pesa nisome. Now make sure, one thing that I always tell people, good grades take you very far. Watu wanakuja and all they want to do is bare minimum. C. All they want to do is C's and B's.
No.
The education in this country to me is very easy. Siwezi compare na Kenya. Unapewa multiple choice na unashindwa kutafuta answer hapo katikati kweli. Come on. Mimi, let me tell you, mimi hizo madarasa nilikuja nikazibwaga zote because I was like, what? The answer is just here and I have to find it. So just, you know, what our people come and do is they come and focus on the money. But one thing you don't realize is you focus on the money, you fail on class, you're kicked out. Or you have to redo the class and it's pretty expensive. For my school, one class was for 3 credits was costing me 3,500. So you can imagine having to redo that now na your pesa. And you lose the scholarship because they cannot afford to give you money to do it again. So me, I usually tell people, come and do your 20 hours. Enda ujitete kwa hizi office, especially for master's students. There are these many GRA positions, graduate research assistants. They give you full scholarships in most of the big institutions. Just do your 20 hours, hiyo stipend kidogo unapewa, jipange nayo. Shule itaisha, utapata kazi mzuri, you'll get the good money. Mimi, I have never engaged na hizi jobs za chini ya maji because I know, sahi I'm in the process of my H1B. We imagine wakirun background check. Uwezi jua ile siku watakushika. People are always like optimistic that watanijua aje, mi nafanya ya cash. You just never know. One person can leak that out. Na ikisha leak out that ulifanya kazi zingine chini ya maji, that means you evaded tax in the first place. Secondly, you violated your visa. Hizo papers utatafuta for 20 years na utakaa America, utaipata makaratasi na uwezi enda Kenya because uwezi ingia kwa port of entry. So me, I'm one person who loves to stay on the right side of the law. Do what is right. It will always reward. Unless you're doing something, a cause that might not give you a job, but it will always reward. So try to stay on the right side of things. Jipange. Focus. Because nangomo abigira kunyoge lenjike, mimi nimefika hapa, shule wachana na shule bwana, kuja tuchape job hapa nje. Yes, you are making $5,000 a week or 2 weeks. But at the end of the day, what's your life like? Are you able to freely go home and come back? Ama watu wako wanakuonea view sasa because you're out of status. We have seen people who lose family members and they cannot go for funerals because they are out of status. And you're going to watch the funeral of your nuclear family member on video because you violated things that you would have observed. Things are not so hard in this country as they are back at home. Money is here and opportunities are here. Let's just do the right thing. Me, that's me. I mean, there are people who do argue against that and say tulikuja pesa and stuff, but for me, my patience is rewarding. I like my job. I get to go to work 3 days a week and I work from home 2 days, and I'm happy and I can go home when I want. It's your gopi, sijifichi. You know, I don't know. There's so much joy in being peaceful and doing the right thing at the right time. So, I mean, I can go on and on, but yeah.
Shule kwanza.
Shule kwanza bana.
Pesa baadaye.
Yeah.
And, yeah, let me speak just to what she said. This country is patience. Patience and be on the right side of the law. And then shule. I usually tell people the cardinal principle is shule. Ukikuja hapa, make sure umeng'ang'ana mpaka umalize your degree and be on status. That will be the lifeline. Kuja ukimbia uingie ati utafute pesa mapema, my friend, it's going to be tough. But try to be on the safe side. Be on status and opportunities taingia. With time, everything will just fall in place. But ukikuja uitoke shule uingie, then, I mean, that will be the end of everything. That will be the end of it.
Yeah, chunga jina. When you work somewhere, make sure your name, and when you mention your name, somebody will be like, oh, I know Priska, you can hire her, she's this and this. But when they mention your name, somebody will be like, you know Priska? Oh, Jesus, that's something.
There are such people, by the way.
Yeah, because we are still talking about America. America is a land, is a paradise, a land of the free. But if you are not careful, you can create a prison out of it. Imagine a prison where you cannot go and bury your own mother because you violated status. That is a prison. That's a hell of a prison.
And another thing, like if these people want to dig down into your life, they will unmask you completely. Hey, you can really run away for so long. These people, if they catch you and they expose you, you're finished. So me, I just fear that. So.
All right. So the thing is to be in the right side of the road.
Yeah. So we were
right.
talking about opportunities. Mimi kwangu nimewapatia opportunities 3. Hiyo convenience kidogo, lakini umwambie akulipe chini ya maji. Sometimes you really need it. Ya pili, fanya kazi shule. Ya 3, fanya deliveries. Lakini usifanye sana.
Yeah, mi nimefanya, like Jeff said, mi nimefanya mpaka Uber. I still even do Uber. I still have it on my phone. I do Uber. I drive, Uber drive.
Wow, that's nice. Tumesahau Victor. I think Victor amenyamaza sana. Anything you want to say?
US tumeongea sana.
No, it's okay, yeah. Because whatever you are talking about is almost similar with here in Australia. So I concur with everything that you guys are saying.
Anything you want to add, or we move on to green card? I think green card is now open, and it is advisable for people to apply. So
before we go to green card,
yes, please.
Before we go to green card, kuna comment ilikuwa nimeandika hapo nikasema tusiongelele historia chini ya maji. You know what happens? Enchi tane migenya konyo ne medit ko bwate kitichata chango kimwachi kele opportunity ya Uber, opportunity ya DoorDash. Konyo ne ko maku bwate sukulene kityo ko gile ukifanya hivi unapata pesa. Me I usually don't tell somebody these things. Mimi nasemanga wacha mtu akuje akifika. Mkenya atakuja afunguke akili atafute hizo vitu. I don't usually like to give because you can imagine a 19-year-old mwenye anakuja freshman. Anakuja anafikiria venye atanunua gari. First things first, ninunue gari nifanye hizo my jobs. Alafu they mess up. Hizi vitu mimi naonanga, the more you stay unafunguka unaona how people do it, then pole una slide in. Ningoje chita these tips, their mind is preoccupied na hiyo tu. Mimi pesa yenye na watu wa kwenu sasa hiyo wanangoja hiyo pesa. Mtu anakuja anasema ninge DoorDash aje, ninunue gari aje. Mtu anaingia into credit card debts. Anangangana kununua gari afanye DoorDash. Poor financial management. Depression ndio hiyo. So I don't know, I don't usually tell these people these things until where fika hapo fungue akili uone kama that's what you want.
Chini ya maji.
Yeah, then yeah.
Na wanasetiana, unajua these people wanasetiana hata saa zingine. Mimi naogopa hiyo vitu. Hey.
Yeah, I've seen people siko ubaya, but nimeona watu Mkenya ana Mkenya.
Anauza mtu.
Yeah, anakuuza.
Ai, mchana.
Because they fear competition or something.
No.
Jealousy.
Yeah. So
And then
anyway,
there's some
I
people
wanted
here.
to add something, Nick, about when you want to buy something, maybe a car or a house or anything like that. So you need to take care of your credit. So credit it matters a lot. So venye umeweka pesa yako, penye pesa yako imetoka, where did the money come from? How did you get it? So you build your credit that way. Sometimes when I was in school, I didn't have a bank account. Oh, I had a bank account, but I wasn't putting any money in there. So I was getting my money out. So I didn't even have credit when I graduated. So when I graduated, I need a car. To buy a car, you need credit. So it's really, really hard. So I had to have somebody else to sign up for me. So that's another thing I want to say. When somebody respects you and sign up for you, use their credit, you better pay. Don't mess up somebody else's credit just because of your stupidity. You pay. Make sure you pay on time. Make sure you pay everything until if you cannot afford it, don't do it. Don't do the credit one. Just buy your car, buy here, pay here. Save your money. If you have 5,000, nunua gari ya 5,000 now back in Iowa. Don't mess up people's lives. People are struggling.
All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Nick,
So
before we end the green card, because green card will not be applicable from where I come from, I think you're too near US. So let me just summarize your nisikie maneno ya green card. So tumeongelelea students sana, nataka pia niongeleshe wazazi, especially here in Australia.
to that, Victor, I think actually parents there are some things they need to know because they are sending young people outside the country, so we need to advise them, and I think that one is applicable to both USA and Australia. Actually, there is a question which is someone texted me. It is about the same thing. So we will discuss that later as we summarize. So
let him do now because he wants to go to bed. He's very late in where he is. Yeah.
it's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, we can have green
So
card.
okay, we have a lot of parents sending their kids nowadays to Australia, and tumegundua ya kwamba hata si wanafunzi wenyewe wanataka kuja Australia, ni wazazi wanataka watoto wakuje, and that's a very big difference. Unajua wengine walikuwa na msukumo wenyewe wa kukuja hapa and then wanakuwa supported na their parents, but nowadays it is the opposite. Wazazi ndio wako na msukumo, watoto tu wanashtukia wako Australia, and that's why they come struggle. Wengine wanapotea, wanafanya vitu ingine yenye haitawasaidia na baadaye watakuwa na shida, watakosa ku maintain visa and blah blah blah. So parents, kindly talk to your children first, umuulize plan yako ni nini. Kama ni amemaliza bachelor's, muulize okay, hii Kenya umefanya bachelor's ya education, utataka kutafuta TSC? Akikwambia oh no, why don't we try this and this, muongee kwanza. Ukipata yeye ako na hiyo drive, as a parent sasa umsupport akuje, and then avoid having a lot of expectations. Jua ya kwamba anakuja shule, that is the priority. Shida moja ya parents, mtoto anakuja ana land, after 1 week unasema utume kidogo kitu kidogo. Please don't give pressure to these students. Ujue tu pesa yenye umelipa, majority of the parents ni hustlers, wanalipa tu one semester. Usidhani umelipia mtoto the whole cost. You have to understand that one. Hiyo 1 point something million umelipa tu ni semester moja, meaning akikuja amalize hiyo semester bado anahangaika, hajapata kazi, semester ya pili inafika, anahitaji kulipa millions again. Na of course atang'ang'ana ajaribu asikuulize, because labda wewe umedispose a property na umemwambia basi, kijana yangu, msichana yangu, nenda usome, tia bidii, utusaidie. So wewe unaongojea tu usaidiwe sasa. Please avoid over expectations. Give these students time to stabilize, to study, and then akishajua, akifika ile inaitwa equilibrium, amejua kubalance between studies na kusukuma kibarua, au uhitaji hata kuitisha. Kama ni mtoto alilelewa vizuri, utaona tu mwenyewe M-Pesa ikilia. So avoid expectations. Kama tu umemuuzia shamba, uza shamba na ujue ameenda shule, hajakuendea kazi. Kazi yenye anaendea, serikali ya huku inampea hizo few hours ndio aweze kununulia sabuni, lipe tu rent. Lakini hiyo bank statement, karatasi chechobo benki, kakab kialatin kola kuispektani serikalitab koroni ijue ya kwamba uko na pesa, umeambia uko na bank statement, so wanajua unaweza lipa fees. Hawataki kujua story ya bank statement kicheru nano. Mami mwae Kiswahili emu somebody had said scrutinize yango social media for citing agogene, and that's why Australia imekuwa more strict on citing, especially your karatasi ya benki, because wamejua especially Rift Valley, Eldoret na Nandi wamekuwa notorious kutafuta njia ya mkato ore ne magarara. Kunguno expectation kwa wazazi mweke kando, kako mwacheche kole kemoibu straightforward. Kama pesa unaweza omba mtu, mwambie kuwekea kwa akaunti yako kama mzazi, kama mko na hizo trust, at least ijulikane iko kwa akaunti yako, kuliko uombe alafu ikue kwa akaunti ya mtu mwingine. Siku hizi hawakubali hata affidavit. So don't waste your time, try to do the right thing and then avoid expectation. Wacha tu mtoto stabilize, juu hiyo ndio ina drive watoto waende depression, wapate stress, juu mnawaambia after this period of time kaka unifanyie, na sasa mtoto akifika huku hajaweza kufanya hiyo, anaanza kuwa depressed, anaanza kunywa pombe, anafanya vitu yenye haifai. And then kwa wanafunzi na wazazi, muombe tu watoto. You don't have to follow them up and down, because mtu mwenye anakuja huku we assume they are adults, hata kama amemaliza form 4 most probably amefikisha hivi. So kwa hii serikali haitajua ni kwamba ni mtoto wako, wanamjua kama ni adult, na chochote chenye atafanya hapa kinyume ya sheria, the law will take its course. So avoid kupea burden mtoto ndio aweze kuconcentrate, afanye the right thing, ndio aweze asifanye maneno ya shortcut. And then just for students before I finish, embrace easy technical courses from Kenya. I'm sure Priska, you are doing a very funny job pale nyumbani, a very funny course. Those are the things inatambulika kwa mahali kama hapa. Gutingen as a student ya kwamba after your bachelor's una plan kwenda majuu either Australia ama I don't know about US. After ukipata time like 6 months uko nyumbani, enroll for such technical courses, enda plant operator, this is a forklift nini, do driving. You have to have good driving skills. Umesikia kuna watu wanafanya Uber, yes, even here watu wanafanya Uber as a part time na iko na do. Wengine wanafanya volunteer, that is good, especially kwa maneno ya community, because kwa caring they can recognize that as part of the experience. Juu wazungu wanatambua experience, they don't care how good you are. You could be good but you have zero experience, so they might prefer somebody who is averagely good na ako na a lot of experience. So mufanye hizo vitu so that ukiplan kukuja huku, apart from caring, hiyo ndio kazi number 1 sisi kama Wakenya tunafanya. You can be even unique, kukuja utembeze forklift, it pays, and utaambiwa tu ufanye 1 2 3 wa confirm ya kwamba you know how to do it, and then wanakupea license ya huko, and you move on with kazi. Unaweza kupata uko unafanya kazi kwa mine, na huku kwa mines unasikia iko na pesa, a lot of money, because watu wameenda, it's part of, you know, those risky jobs, highly paying, and just focus. Kuna bar mingi sana Kenya, Kapinga. Kama unajua unakuja kunywa pombe, kunywa huko Kapinga. Heri upotelee Kapinga kuliko ukuje upotelee huko. Huko pombe ni very cheap. Kazi ya 1 hour, because you are being paid hourly rate. Kazi ya 1 hour umenunua pombe yenye Kenya hata hujawahi nunua. So usikuja hapa uone ni kwamba kumbe nilikuwa nimekosa starehe. No, this is the thing that really kill our youth, especially wanafunzi. If you want to do your, you know, shoddy things, ili ufanyie Kenya, ndio ikuwe rahisi hata ukamake ukiwa huko. Rather than upay stress wazazi, because maybe piece of land, ukuje ukunywe pombe, uanze vita, huku utawekwa ndani. There are some guys who are inside for jail, maybe even their parents, they don't know. So please, come and focus. Kunywa chai kama sisi, kunywa coffee kama sisi, na utakufa. Just do the right thing, enda shule, and you will succeed. Of course, your parents will need something afterwards. You yourself, you need something afterwards. I don't want to take much of your time. Thank you. I want to listen about green card. Thank you.
So let me just add something about, just a minute, about expectations of the parents, nyumbani. So a typical undergraduate degree in US for almost $9,000 a semester, which is almost like how many million Kenya shillings?
About
Yeah,
like
1.2
million or 1.2. So, and that's for 1 semester. So 2 semesters, you're looking at $20,000 a year. That's almost 2 point something million. Hiyo ni shule peke yake. Tumeitishi ngalagaba accommodation. A rent in the US, an average a student maybe $500 or $600 a month. That is almost like how much in Kenya? Almost
75,000.
Yeah, 75K a month. So in a year, expenses of mwanafunzi, it's almost 5 million or 7 million a year. And then you have to go to school for 4 years as an undergrad. So as a parent, your student has, and the kind of jobs you knew as an undergrad, who you might not be able to make that much money. So as parents, ongegu very patient. Give them time, give them a chance. Don't push them through. Because if you push them, people will start going into depression. So the little that they give you, appreciate and be appreciative. Say thank you. And then, of course, things will be better as you move on. Maybe after 4 years, after school, after college, go to in your OPT, OPT, maybe utapata kazi mzuri, you get more money, you don't have a lot of expenses, and then now you can start maybe doing 1 to 3. I remember when I came here, my parents came for my graduation, and then when they saw what we were going through to make that money. So my dad, when he went back, he said, you know what? I'm not gonna say give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aliniambia we ngangana, ukipata yenye ukipata unitumie, usipata I'm good, because he saw what we go through to make that dollar. So expectations tuweke chini kidogo. Let's give them, let's encourage them, let's motivate them to do school first. Once you're done with school, then other things will follow. So expectations ni kitu mbaya. Don't come here as mimi make money. No. Do school first, then everything else later. Yep.
And on top of that, I would also want to say, as a person mwenyewe, ni wewe mwenyewe unaamua kama utatuma ama utatuma, right? The decision lies with you. This is what I always say. Just be honest and say, I don't have that kind of money right now. It doesn't hurt to say you don't have. And
it's
I think
okay to say no.
It's okay to say no. If your father asks for money, you don't have the money, say I don't have. Say I just bought books. Textbooks would cost you like $1,000 one semester. You don't have the money, just say you don't have. Don't kill yourself over it. Where do you get it from? So what's the point? Ufurahishe watu wa nyumbani na hapo unataka kujinyonga? Just tell them, give me this 4 years. Just be patient with me. You can even give them a breakdown of what it costs you to go through school. Ndio waelewe, because sometimes we don't blame them, sometimes we blame them. But to a greater portion, they don't understand. They feel like, si kuna pesa America, mbona fulani amejengea mama yake, mbona wewe hujajenga? So inakuwa comparison ya, mbona wewe utufanyii? But they don't get it. Wewe mwenye anajenga, probably amekuwa America 10 years ndio anajenga sahi. So learn to say no. Say you don't have, say you cannot afford. Nobody will kill you for that. Anaangopwa bigro wanakuja kuanza kufurahisha marafiki. Marafiki wanasema hebu tutumie ka 10K twende tamasha, ndio huyo wewe hatutaki kudisappoint marafiki waone ulienda US na umesota. Wacha wajue umesota. Let me tell you, for the 1.5 years I was in school, my answer was always sina na si kuwa nayo. All I had was enough to take me through school, and my parents, they knew it. I mean, if I find extra $100 nikuwapea, that's what is available, but I don't have, and nobody's going to strangle you for not having. And the other thing I wanted to say was there's this vibe. Ukitoka Kenya, marafiki wako na expectations, and one of the expectations is kuna watu wenye wanafanya hizi academic writing nini wanakuambia we si utakuwa unatureceive hiyo do kwa cash app yako ama bank account yako alafu unatuforwardia. Let me tell you Maina, ile siku utarudishwa nyumbani. People don't understand. You're receiving money for someone. Hujui mahali pesa imetoka. History academic writing ni plagiarism in the US. It's a violation of academic rules or academic laws. They are violating, and you're a perpetrator in this. You're receiving the money through your account and sending it to Kenya. They will trace that money to you. They will ask you, what is that money for? Can you explain? Nikebu nireceive hiyo $500 alafu nikupee kati yako. Nani alikwambia kati yako ya $10 inanisaidia? Wewe unakubali tu sawa, wewe nitumie nitakuforwardia. But how many times is it going to hit your cash app or your bank account before your bank questions this money? All of a sudden you're receiving huge lump sums of money na wewe unakuanga mtu wa 100 200. Sasa you're receiving 500 every 1 2 days 3 days. The bank will catch up with you. The other thing is that the government will expect you to be paying taxes on this money. So why do you have money that you're not paying taxes for? Can you explain these things? You're a student, you're very, let me say we are naive and ignorant because tumefika America jana bwana, hatujui hizi vitu. Unakuja tu unafurahisha marafiki. I will be receiving for you in my cash app. You are receiving for fulani na fulani na fulani. These things will karanga you one day. Wacha watu wako na citizen wafanye hii mambo kwa sababu wamefika mahali walienda. Sisi tumefika jana.
Not really. So I would say no, even if you are a citizen or you are not. Because in fact, when you're buying a property, let's say a house, they will make sure 7 years of your money
you can account for it.
Yes. So don't mess around. Yeah.
No, unajua me I'm saying that because probably watoko na citizenship walifika penye wanaenda. Sisi my friend, we are hanging on a thread. We can be returned home in a minute. Alafu uko hapo unataka kufurahisha mabeste. Wacha ukosane na watu, but you know what you're working for because you came here to work for your own future, not for the future of your friends or your community. Ni kwenu na wewe. Just do what brought you here. It is okay to say no. Say no, I cannot receive your money. You don't have to explain, you don't have to justify. But hizi vitu zimekaranga watu. That is money laundering, that is tax evasion, that is so many other things. And ukishikwa haki, you will never fight for those green cards and paperwork, my friend. That record will sit there waiting for you. Siku ya kinyongo inakuja. Avoid those things. Really avoid. Wengine hata wana swap accounts za watu na wana clear all the money in your account. Kuna mapesa sijui unaambiwa receive sijui nini. Kuna mtu account yake ilipanguzwa, hakuna kitu ilibaki. Be very careful. So, students, please avoid this biashara.
Yes.
And
Let me
another
add
thing.
something. Okay, you go ahead. Yeah.
Go first.
Okay, I wanted to add something on parents. So whenever whenever you send your student, your child, or your uncle, your auntie, like support them and know what they're studying, know what the course they're taking, how long it will take, and what they need to do, all the support the person needs until they get the degree. Especially when you go to countries that you have to pay, let's say you needed to pay ahead of time, let's say 1 million, 1.2. Just remember, you paid only school fees. That person needs accommodation. That person needs to move from one place to another, and that person needs to eat. To top on it, the next semester, the person needs the same amount, 1.2 or even more. So, ukiuza shamba, mangigelda parete, iliban 1.2. Negative the next semester, it's gone.
The 1.2 is just for one semester.
Just one semester.
Quarter of it.
So no, but learn to know that Magato supporting this person a lot. Mwal dambarete nagayal dambarete tawile magayigir baga. Magayigir kage para. Kinyina ite aja. No. Give them time to build themselves first. Ndaga go gimite ko ndaga go gilia banye konna me no. Lakini ngoma gilia te banye go ngetosi to kon.
Na unajua story ya kukosa pesa katikati ya shule. Unakanseliwa service. Let me tell you, I risked that story. Ile time nilikwambia I was going to seek my scholarship. Nilienda kwa DSO wa shule na nikamwambia sione pesa ikikam through. Unajua aliniambia nini? I'm just going to cancel your service. That means you're out of status. Go back home. So, fikiria sana, how are we planning to pay this? Mtoto wako mwenye unatuma ni mtu hardworking atajituma ama ni mtoto umebaby nyumbani anakuja kulia hii America? Kama ni mtoto wako ni wakulialia, wacha akae nyumbani bwana. Because hii America hata kuja kumeka anakuja alielia hapa, nani atambaby? People are busy. So when alikuwa ongea next okay.
Yeah, and I'm always equalize
with a program for parents. I think it is necessary.
Go to the village because they will not come on Facebook. Go to the village and gather them and sit them and explain in Kikale. Because
we are going to do something like we did last time, Priska. You remember? Yeah, Kanisa.
Yeah.
I think that one will work.
Yes.
It was like
now. So I was going to say to add on that. You know, when you come to America or Australia or wherever you will go, 90% of your life is going to be in that country. Like we are in US. 90% of my life is here. So I have to concentrate fast to settle here, to be in good status, you know, have your good car, you know, kila kitu yako iwe sawa hapa kwanza. Lakini mambo ya kwenda kukimbia huko, kununua mapoints, kusukumana na villagers huko, unataka kusukumana ngeleka gialda pointi, unataka kununua hiyo, unataka kununua ile, hii iko karibu na nyumbani sana, wacha nichukue hiyo. Itamaliza wewe. Settle fast here. Hiyo maneno itakuja baadaye. Wacha hiyo mapoint watu wa village wangangane nayo.
Utanunua the big ones.
Utanunua the big ones baadaye. Shamba haiwezi kaenda mahali. Okay? That's what I wanted to say.
Okay. Priska, you can say something about the same?
The person next to Priska had something to say. Tumemkata like 3 of us. Umemute, I think.
Umemute.
Oh, it's me?
Yeah.
No, I think I, me and Maliza.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
Yeah, you know, if you cannot afford it, Mila Shige. Yeah. So, like in Kale, they say don't pick a fruit that is far away when you have one that is right here. So, if you are not able to, just wait. It will reach a point. But another thing, when you think about supporting people at home and parents and siblings and all that, our people, like, learn to support these people. When they send you money for a cow, don't bring a sheep.
I know.
Just buy the cow. Please, just buy the cow. Don't bring me a sheep. I didn't ask for the sheep. So, and don't eat money that was supposed to go for something else because we go on a budget. You write down and be like, okay, I've built the jikoni, then when you go home, toilet, the money you've been sending is in somebody's stomach.
Yeah.
So learn to support these people. The little they have, they really struggle. So that we can support these people. And even school, you send somebody to school, you give them money, like, this one is for school fees. Tomorrow, school fees. What is wrong with you? Just pay the school fees, go to school. That's it. That's what I'm asking. Use the money for the thing that I asked you to do. Parents, please.
I think it's all about knowing who you are sending the money. Unaona kama school fees, mimi direct na pay bill bana. Hakuna mtu anashika cash yangu, pay bill. Si school fees wanalipa na pay bill. Just pay that thing direct. Wewe pay mzazi 5,000 yake aenda, kama atakunywa naye soda ni yake. Lakini mixing issues, ile it is so frustrating, unasikia vibaya, especially kama ulikuwa umesave for that money, alafu unaenda unapata tu wanasema ati fulani aliniomba nikampea, unajua mtoto yake alikuwa mgonjwa, singekataa. If you can pay direct to a school, just pay for the year na ufunge macho na usao. If they borrow ya nyumbani we wape, but ile story ya kupea watu pesa wakufanyie kitu itakuramba.
Maybe just
I think someone called Alfred Sergeant is requesting to join. Nimekutumia link WhatsApp. I know you can hear me. Kindly click on that link. We have someone called Eli Rotich. Good job. Thank you so much. Simato Donna, very important talk. Thank you. Sami Arab Kogo, thank you so much. Matthew Kiprop, karibuni sana. Thank you for joining this show. Once again, I think this is My Travel International. We are dealing with IELTS. I want to break the nini, we discuss Hannah. Yeah, so Alfred is here. All right, so I think tunaendelea ku advise the parents on the expectations and all that. So Alfred, karibu sana, maybe you can introduce yourself and then we can continue from there.
Unanisikia Nick?
Nakusikia vizuri sana.
Yes, habari ya wewe na the panelist.
Thank you. Salama sana.
Okay, for those who don't know me, I'm Alfred Koech. Many do call me Sergeant. Young man from a place called Mosoriot, Oritigo, currently in Perth, Western Australia. And I'm honored to be part of the panelists tonight.
Karibu sana. So Alfred, umekuja kama tunaongea about parents. I think that parents has a lot of expectations when they send their children to go to school abroad. Unapata mwingine amechenga nyumba, anasema hata we enda, ukifika huko utanichengea nyumba. What can you tell them?
Nick, the most important thing that we do need to understand and get to know is gamwani tagoti tamu agile kasainate mer koin gebwane moni anan gebendi emet age tugul nekimi angen ale biik chemi cheisube nyonan ko biik chemi paneling komi different countries kangebendi kai jabo kweli kai kumakisete kai jam magiunye jie Agilenis winda malapkeit linyo winda manit kawalaga winda makasaga inenya kuna babi uyangotti settiga mwenyewe. But it comes to a point where we have to be logic and can I get me betu muangoting bibiliangi so maning Ecclesiastes ko gila mi betu tap kilagi mi betu ne bawarag pasetilan jito mi betu ne bawarag ko be network dogo jito ngap ka jamda tangot ko itangot jita ga jito linda warag ko bet ko gele ko nyoru Alfred ka na meju go itse go siamu go ngage ko emete yani amu me those procedures in life has to be there to go to time maisha. But again, parents, I think I say the other time, at some point in time in life, kumi parents, ako jorga ngola kweto mangot ko na golon galan train ni go muta city anandak tinge sukul kole na dalaling gambes aron ni kapsa mi ampesa meje jaba grupit sijui meje kagi online kwen go mi secondary sijui ngo kagonya jit ki baloni ko betila kwet gala aral bani fis teruga kasatan loan nangasatan grupit amade ananga gaje muse sijui jogo barne so go stress la kweta mu he or she is respectful to the parent in victim but that person is going through a lot. Secondly, tomo konyor lakwani kasi agile noroni jit ko balon meje. Of course that person is there, but mili ngalal jinda ita legend again kaya gesirji nangot kele sige liban work every certain point. One I use an example. Ilen sa liban work every month this amount. Kokai osir chine. So dealing yak chichotok direct sumayait pressure. And then oleji ganywech for another 3-4 months kosettlean lakwet solya sikotestai. Another thing is that of course at some point in time ko lazima kolya ko lazima ketech koyotok lazima ke supporten parents, lazima ke supporten chekitupche. But I always say at least 1 year kou emet nebo Australia kabisa. Konam as chito network konai kole kakolipan second semester fee, konai kole kakonyor at least courage chepsekere kole nobo siling 3,000 chebo oli. Sukoi ngonokto chichi kotinye olewendi kakonyor kot nengomeng'ik kowendi ko nenyinet angonda shared accommodation kotindoi nenyinet mi kainenyi kotindoi ki nenyinet bunoti kokakisettle. But makoi tau isil after angot 6 months kimi keteleli in M-Pesa, kimi sijui lipanwech fees chebo lakwet nerube. So those are the dynamics of things that we need to talk to the parents. Again, jamaa len kora sine ngajek chikikebwa emoni kora ko kingen kele ki-invested a lot of amounts of money sikikchok. Mi lagok cheketupche chikimuch komuita sikebwa acheke. Kongen kole ngokaiwe kokakesopchi. Ko yakaisettlen chito ityem iker akinye kaa, but at some point in time ikere ole iwektoitoi tat mkono meku akinye kora mali kama amu kimuita akichek chun mi kaa. Mi sinyen cheechen ngachek chekitebiso chemasich tamaa kole kimeche kebe Australia, kimeche kebe America, kimeche kebe Canada, but kingoikonugei akile kebitu inyendet akichepchepitu koek inyendet nekakisupporten. So at some point in time kokainam ng'ony, of course we should be able to support biik chok. Yeah, but I think those are the things that we ought to know and learn. But pressure kabisa nebo sigik chebunu gaa ko noton neiwektoi lagok chechang amu biik chechang mi tugun chekele mental health ako tuguchoto mataking'alale mising amu mi lagok chechang chetukoiwei sigindet amu kakong'alal sigindet, that is the final word. Ko nginde that pressure lagok kotokoi kobendi boisionik kwak ng'ony amu tindoi koyoktoi rabinik. Ingen mi biik cheyoktoi rabinik kabisa, and I still want to repeat, mi biik cheyoktoi rabinik ngiro kaolin kelen koyoku rabinik. But nga makowendi chichotok sukul eng oli, nga makoattendani classes cheyome amu makat ko createn more time nekwai kasi sikoyokto rabinik koba gaa amu the pressure nemi olin bo gaa.
On top of what Sergeant amesema, you need to realize that life moves on. Hata kama ungeenda Australia, si bado watu wangeishi. So they have a house they live in. School fees ingelipo. It wasn't more of ati tunapangia huyu aenda Australia ama US ndiye atu hold up in place. Things still move on back at home. Don't make yourself feel like, oh my God, my family is dying or I cannot help anything and everything is coming to a standstill. Life still moves on. Don't feel like because you're not helping, everything comes to a standstill. Give yourself time. Make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you're stable. Because again, mental illness is real. Hizi vitu watu wanaona kama people fake it, but these things happen and they are real, and you'll find yourself somewhere where you didn't want to be. So don't pressure yourself. Give yourself time. Be patient with yourself. You come first before other people come. Do you have a place to stay? Do you have food? Do you have school fees? Then now, what is the external environment saying? But you prioritize other people, that's when you find yourself lost. Because your mind is just singing, nitapea madhe pesa kesho nitatoa wapi? You end up not focusing in class because unafikiria utoke hiyo class uende ile job ingine utafute hiyo pesa. But the most important thing was you coming as a student was to come and go to school. That was a priority. So put yourself first before anything else. In this life, you're always a priority to yourself before anyone else comes. So yeah.
Thank you so much for that. Nick, you have something to say?
Yeah, just one thing to add on that. So another thing, when you build relationships, especially America, whatever, try to be with people. Because I've seen some people when they come here, they just want to be on their own. They want to be on their own bubble. And then when things get thick, life becomes unbearable. So try to be with the people, try to be with your fellow whatever. Because a time will come when you will not be able to pay for school fees or whatever because of 1, 2, or 3. and you might need those people to chip in to help you to clear those fee balances. Especially like for us here in America, it doesn't have to be Mkale or whatever. Relationships is relationships, whether it's Kenyan or whatever. Be with people. That is number one. They usually say people is wealth. I mean, that's how we used to say in college. But try to be with people. Don't be in that small corner, doing your own things. You don't want people to know where you are. You don't want to know people where you live. So try to be with people, and things will be a little bit better in terms of mental health, as we said, in terms of stress and all those kind of things. You have somebody to run to. You have somebody to lean on to. You have somebody to share whatever you're going through with. Yeah.
And have that one person, like for me, I have that one friend or two friends that when I'm going through thick, it's so hard, I can share with this person. They can give me their point of view, and I know this person will not mislead me. Don't just use anybody. Just have that one person that they have good interest in their hearts, so that if you do something that is not, you're going through thick, sometimes you feel like it's so hard, but when you share it, somebody will give you their point of view. It's easier, it's getting easier, it's not a burden anymore. So it will help you mentally. You can focus now, because at least you have a way of solving that problem. Don't keep the problem inside, because it's depressive. Away in your depression, and I've seen people die from it. So depression is real. Don't be too anxious about things that you cannot. If you are not able to do it, let it go. Just let it go. Don't hold it too much. So it's very important. Just learn to nayore to ligibendi gibendi ko nigibendi vampa mut magichok toti.
All right. So I think, Cheche, you want to say something?
Never ending. Oh my God. One last. Another thing,
Okay.
thing that I think people need to embrace.
Uh-huh.
That is something that we never want to discuss. But there are these things called benevolent groups or funds. Hiyo pesa yenye badala ya ungangane utumie sijui nani wakunywe kajoni woka mahali, join these benevolent groups, because we have seen people die and kuraise pesa hata ya kupeleka mwili nyumbani peke yake ni shida. Not that we are going to die, God forbid, but these things are part of life and they do happen. If you're able to join these benevolent funds, they're very important. They assist you if your family member dies. They assist you even when you're gone, and it's much easier on your family and on yourself. So that little money yenye ungewaste hapa na pale, try to see around where you live if there are such groups where you can join. It's very beneficial. I mean, death is part of us and we have to embrace, but if you can join, they're very beneficial. And up to that, I'm done now.
Okay.
Now, kami kwa mwagi tayo ngenaka kwa view so many times. Kita nikime kemwa kugagile chenjor wandi amu magarnatet peak. It's very important. Another thing, mele nate atinye chepkondo amu metinye. Mami, mele nate atinye chepkondo mami. Ngila atinye chepkondo gele jin konu. Inyeshe yugonu kele ya. Nguno money is scarce. Metinye, okay? Ngipo agonin ko ka sacrifice somewhere shagonin. Lakini ngile kityo ngele arambe kap kiptum orojo elubutama. Anum orojo muta karun dagilejin kap chaspa ile matinye kele ya. Okay? So me guchi negling kityo jepkonde orono metinye, you don't have it. You will never have it. You will never have abundance of money. It will never be there. It is supposed to be there.
Okay.
Hata kama lazima upeane kila siku watu
wanakuzoea. Kingen dugol gelo mami. Gimana tugol shit beche. Dia tar kenyishek somok agi meje waiji na kita niki ko tar kenyishek to panang butu. Jaganya. No, just learn to take the due process. You will be there.
Now, there is someone, I think, Liz, ako Kenya, I think, Koda Maswali, and she's going to join us on stage. Liz, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Karibu sana. Lee said, I think there should be one person in Kenya so that atakuwa anauliza maswali. I'm going to put on screen what she said, and thank you so much for coming up with that idea. Also, please add someone in Kenya aspiring to go maybe so that he or she can share the experience. Perfect. So, karibu sana. If you have any question, you can ask before we go to green card, because I think we've been here for 2 hours now.
Okay, my name is Lydia Septum Kesio or Liz Rokesio. I'm in Kenya. Na naenda God willing naenda Iditcon University.
Liz, kuna chakula iko hapo nyuma umeficha, but it's okay.
Usiangalie nyuma. Okay, nilikuwa nasema na I'll be joining Iditcon University in Perth. That's where Alfred Sargent is. So I felt like wakati mnaongelea the culture shock, maybe accommodation and maybe what we would expect there. We also think about the process right now, especially with the recent rules, maybe like Australia, I don't know the other countries, maybe najua kidogo. So like it is too hard. Mi nilianza process mwezi wa 5, but nika-defer. Right now unarudishwa bank statement, hiles, you have to go maybe medical, uko na issue kidogo, like so there are also some expectation because we are suffering here at home na huyo mzazi wako maybe wanaona you are not doing the right thing, you're doing the wrong thing, like why is your process taking long? Okay, that's what my parents had to ask me because my process imechukua muda or iko na challenges. So I felt like we should also know, because I'm in groups where students are getting maybe refusals with reasons zingine, unaambia economic ties, political ties, the things you can't change. So unapata wanafunzi wengi wako traumatized, unapata mpaka your friends, mtu anakupigia simu, mtu alali, like it is now a shock while you're in Kenya na ujetoka. So when we talk about the culture shock there, we talk about the shock during the process time here also.
So you're feeling
Okay.
the thing that I heard is more of pressure from either
Exactly.
now you are set, I'm going to America or I'm going to Australia. Your mind is set, your family knows when you're gonna get, that's where everything is. So you feel the pressure from everywhere. What I wanna advise, sometimes it's good to be secretive. So if you're doing things to do with Australia or things like that, do it secretly. When you're ready to go, that's when let people see your results. Because when you tell people, I have my brother was like that. So if you was telling everybody, I'm going. He doesn't have a passport. He doesn't have a school. So when 3 months later, people will start asking you, when do you, you get that pressure. You feel like, okay, this is not, but try to do it secretly. The only struggle should be you. And if your parent, sometimes some parents will give you more pressure. If you have pressure from your parents, avoid them. Let them be for now. Focus on you. Focus on you first. Apply your school, go to your medicals, make sure, ask them, what do I need? And sometimes if you cannot get any advice from anybody else, ask the school, what do I need to do? What else do I need? I've done this, I've done that. What else do I need to do? Don't ask anybody that is not associated with your school, because some things are specific for your school. So you focus just on you, the school, ask them. It's very important. Just write the email and be straightforward. I've done 1, 2, 3. I have this immunization. What else do I need to do? Do I need MMR or do I need titers? Do I need HP? Hep B, do I need that? Or what else do I need to do? Then they will give you the guidance. Then the international office, that's their work. They will help you through.
Wow, that is amazing. I think Lisa amesema something about IELTS statements, and I think Alfred is in a good position answer that because we are now talking about Australia. Alfred, if you can hear me, you can talk about a bank statement, and these new requirements when it comes to students to Australia.
Ni kunanisikia?
Nakusikia vizuri sana, nisikuoni tu.
Shida
Ameenda audio.
sijui nimefinya wapi, nimepotea hata mimi mwenyewe sijioni. Anyway, so what happens? There have been some new changes with the Australian government at the moment. So they should nearly everyone applying to come to Australia go making a lecture bank statement. So bank statement is needed. I'm sorry guys. Unajua huku tunaongea Kikale mpaka any moment tu una switch directly to Kikale. Give me so so that is those are the changes that and the kind of bank statement that is needed is a huge one, nearly around 6 million at least on an average. They've also changed that at least you should have some upkeep fee to a certain amount of money, and that is included into the bank statement. So the parents.
Whose statement are they allowing? Anybody's statement? Ama ya mzazi ama ya nani?
Alfred?
I think it disappeared.
I think the statement
They want a close relative.
supporting documents.
Like wanaruhusu ulete
No.
statement ya nani, ya rafiki yako,
Let
ya
Victor,
mzazi.
let
Unaona-
Victor explain.
Okay, one at a time, please. Cheche, you're saying something?
No, I was just asking a question about whose statement are they allowing?
Oh, Victor?
Okay, currently with the changes in Alfred alikuwa anajaribu kusema they want somebody who is directly involved with you, like your parent or maybe your brother or let me say siblings. And ikiumana sana maybe your uncles or aunties, but you have to prove the relationship. But yenye itakuwa ni rahisi ni siblings and your parents, because as you apply visa there is a point where you mention them, so it will be easier if it is a nuclear family rather than even going to the extended family, because they are trying to avoid maneno ya affidavit. Wamejua affidavit ni kitu tunaenda tu hapo cyber tunapigiwa stam na story inaisha. And then my sister mwenye anakuja ICU, congratulations na tunakuombea maneno iende through, but May na umeanza kucomplain, kuna watu waliapply even.
No, I wasn't complaining.
Because many of in Australia lazima imuri. You might even get a refusal permanent. So it is by luck. You could be having everything, you could be having all the papers, but muji nyoru case officer kanyor kitu ya reason kuya gemwe mugole saizi economic stability nebo Kenya saizi komi ng'ony, so unatoroka kwenu ako much koetane. But anyway, most of the times if your papers are straightforward, metinye a lot of gap, kung kitinye gap explain and the gap bank statement ko straightforward ko rahisi inyoru amu mami kineteni mu mung'aret eng Damascus, it is a business for them, you are doing money for them, and then for you they assume kele nyi somani and that's it. And then lastly, my sister ngot ko tomo inyoru os usikuje metil ka certificate kumengen kele nyono ano, mami nyiru street. Make sure that before even you get a date of air ticket, you have a confirmed host. Tao ngalala ngot why mele na isam kisamu kityo sikindet kele muy bunu ziwa kokainyoru biikab ziwa. It doesn't work like that. Meche host ne ng'ololdosi angot itaibi Kenya ni kochamege ng'olo ikose ile tokomite kobotwen, but don't do something nakwage some of the guys yoe and then the last minute nyoko blame biik chemite oli. Ingen makoi nyiambushen chito. Here we have agents, we have landlords, and we have sheria ya housing. Makoi nyo kityo kotab chito ama ikochi notice angondo chorweng'ung. So make prior arrangement for your for your accommodation. And that's why I'm got big alak choronok chetokomeche Australia. Amache chito sukulit, kakaicheng korok post. That's what I advise people. Emu, sukulishek ko kerkei eng Australia. Ngot ngiwe Melbourne, ngiwe Sydney, this is a first world country. The school that you will go is a good school, but priority cheng korok where you will get possibility of accommodation. And then you look school from that state. Makoi nyoisi yu ak itinye biik kityo Melbourne chengen metinye chi mbat. It doesn't work like that. Angot ndetinye rabinik to get even a shared accommodation komeche some time amu makoi nyo kityo akinyoru straightforward. Lazima komi ole nyilondoni korok. Itangonifikeni link airport akoborun 1, 2, 3. So that's it.
Yeah,
Okay,
Nick,
please,
I
let's
wanted
hear.
to ask something.
Okay, maybe
Victor,
a minute, a second too.
I wanted to
A
add
second for
something.
clarity. I wasn't complaining. I was saying niko kwa groups
Please.
like penye tumejiweka wakati tunaenda, so I wanted, unapata kuna mtu mwenye kila mtu anashare frustrations zake yenye anapitia huko, like kuna mwenye amekula reviso zake 3 na amejaribu ya 4. Kuna mwenye maybe alilipa fee, alafu some schools naona saizi kuna certain school wamekataa students from Kenya. So those are the frustrations I was saying for when you're preparing to go to Australia.
All right.
That's why you need to nominate a very good agent who is updated. Emu nginyoru a very good agent kongen sukulishek saizi chemako tinda good ties akano Kenya. So you have to consult and get a very good agent who is updated, who is genuine. Then semaipeni kityo rabinik just because it is biashara. But when you get a very good agent, they will know, even if there are school which they collaborate wameanza kuwa na issues na Kenya, they will tell you in advance and then go on in options. The other schools which are still okay. So the agent is a big deal.
All right. So I think Priska, you wanted to say something, and I want you, when you say it, we can discuss about green card. So say something.
I wanted to ask Victor about, he was talking about accommodation. Anyway, I just wanted to add something. Sometimes they limit the number of people that stay in one room or one house. You cannot just host people just because you're hosting. So you might have your family and you have 2 kids and you have 2 bedrooms. The government will not allow you to just have somebody else in there.
And
so
maybe
Mr. Nick and
I close this.
fellow panelists, if you can allow me, allow me to adjourn, allow me to quit, and you will continue with the rest of the topic because of the reason.
Okay, Victor, before you sleep, there is a question directed to you.
Yes.
From Priska. I think Priska, you can maybe Nick Victor Akupata. Can you ask again?
It wasn't a question, it was an addition. When you
It was
have
an
addition.
Yes.
All right. So guys, let's talk about green card. I think green card is open now. And this one actually
Yeah, I wanted to say thank you so much, Victor, for coming. Thank you so much. Say hi to everybody in Australia. Thank you for joining us, and say hi to your family, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Mukipata fora mingine tutaendelea. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
I will invite you, sir.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Good night.
Good night.
Briska, because of time, I want us to use some few minutes and talk about this green card. Sana the people who are in US, and I'm going to give you Briska. Say something about green card. What are some of the things that you need to know before even applying for this green card? Because I think everyone now is applying.
Yeah, first of all, you need to have the basic stuff that you need: a passport. You need your passport. You need your passport basically. Then you do the lottery part of it. You can apply at any cyber. You don't need anybody to do it. If you have internet, you can use your phone, and then you can apply. And
I think you don't need a passport from last year.
You don't need passport?
No, you don't.
How do you?
Yeah,
okay,
just
I don't know
apply
much about the lottery part.
All right. Cheche, say something.
I just applied for someone the other day. You don't need a passport. I think the most important thing ni ulimaliza form 4. That is it. Kuna watu wana
I
apply
think
wanapata na hawakufika form 4.
number one is a photo. You need that photo. It's a standard photo. Iko na some nini
I think it's 2x2.
requirement.
2x2.
Yeah. So I think that is the most important thing. Applying is easy nowadays, and actually, it is advisable that everyone should apply.
On
You
their
don't know.
own.
Yes, you can apply on your own. If you don't know how to apply, can you talk to me? I can assist.
You know why I insist on applying for yourself? Because some of these people, somebody applies for you na anaweka email address yake, kesho ukiapproviwa anasema umlipe ndi akupe code yako nini ya why? If you can apply for yourself and make sure you know your address and your email address and the password. Kuna watu labda waliselectiwa na hata hawajui, walipoteza
And then
hata
again,
verification code.
ukiapply there is a code unatumiwa. That last page you need to print and save that page.
Yeah.
Because it will be utatumia
Or
kuangalia
even a
kama
screenshot.
you can screenshot, you can even print out and maybe put somewhere.
In a file.
Yes.
Have
Some of us
files.
don't have files, Priska, so it's okay.
File ni mingi bana, kuna ya shilingi 2 kwa supermarket jamani.
You just
Put
never know,
it in
your
there.
phone could be wiped out.
Yeah, your phone ama ibiwe. Mimi niliibiwa Nairobi.
Una save kwa Google Photos too. Your email. Anytime you log in utapata.
Yeah, and then always use your email. That's
Yeah.
one big thing that you
Yeah.
guys. Because about
Communicate.
ukienda kwa cyber, maybe they use their own email, and then maybe if you are selected, the notification will go to their email. They will not go to you. So try to use your email address as much as, and then save that. What is it called? Confirmation page.
Yeah, confirmation.
Yeah, confirmation page. Yeah.
So print it out and then maybe send it to somebody or whatever. Just keep it to yourself, but use your Gmail or whatever account.
All right. So pick up to some few people here: Lydia Chepchumba, DJ, Abbas Mchuguna, Ruth Chumba, Okla, Tirato. Many people are following. Isaac Barturus, Kipkemocho.
Barturus, tell Barturus to come in here. Come.
Isaac Barturus. Nice
Come in
conversation. Okay, nimeweka kwa screen comment yake Kipruto Sholei. So thank you so much. I think we are going to wind up, and I will ask from now tutaanzia Cheche your last words. We are going to do this, okay?
What, like Barturus is asking a question. I don't know if you can get what is his name? The surgeon. If you can get surgeon to answer this question.
Yeah. I think there is a problem with his phone.
Ah, okay. But he can tell him to come back and because what is your name again? The lady from
Liz.
I don't know.
Liz.
Yeah, Liz talked about somebody being refused and they already paid. So we need to know, is the money being refunded? Usually it's possible,
Okay.
it's refundable.
It is refunded. Even the insurance.
With little knowledge, I think it differs with the schools. There are some schools that even send you a percentage.
Yeah.
It is
Kuna wenye wanarudisha yote, kuna wenye wanatumana a percentage.
Yeah.
So inafaa wakati una apply shule, u research about that school, about your school fees in case you pata refusal or withdraw from katikati.
In every school, when you are doing an application, there is a refund policy. So you need to go through the refund policy. Actually, everything is stated there, but it is refunded.
Yeah, and another thing here, when you apply schools, there's some of the schools, like my school right now, they have application fee. You have to pay. It was 200 when I was coming in, but right now it's like 500. You have to pay that amount. 500 is like almost 70,000, and that one is not refundable. Yeah.
So you need to know. I think the first thing before you even start application, you need to know about the school.
You need to know. Yeah, and if you know you are not focusing on that school or you will leave at some point, don't apply, because some people apply different schools. So if you apply one school and you think it's not going on, you paid 500. You go to another one, pay 500. So learn to know like how much are you going to spend. Don't just tupa pesa hapa na pale, because it's not refundable. You'll do 100 here, 300 there, 200 here. When you count the amount, umetumia milioni moja, ungekuwa umelipa shule.
Yeah, so that is important. Kibruto Sholei anasema, I think green card is a matter of luck. As much as they say it's random, the photo has a specifications, and that is where they dwell so much on. Are very clear with white background, not much than 69 millimeters. So I think those are the specifications of the photo, and
And
that
the
is
ears.
actually, yeah.
That's
Inafaa
cute too.
ionekane. Yeah.
So
No,
I am a
you-
beneficiary
no, one-
of green card lottery myself, and niliapply nikiwa hapa US. And
You can do it
what-
here too.
yeah, you can do it here too. So long as you are in status, aujaenda shortcut, you can apply it here na utapata. So mi nilikuja shule nika-apply nikiwa hapa, nikapata green card yangu lottery nikiwa
Nice.
hapa. So it is possible, you will get it.
And yeah, so we've talked.
Everyone should apply. If you are watching
Yeah,
this,
everyone should apply.
Apply,
It
everyone
is
apply.
free. You're not paying anything unless unalipia tu ile kapicha yenye unaenda kwa photo shoot.
And I think tuambie watu wa confirm the size, confirm that editing of that photo, asingoje tu editiwa alafu apewe.
There is this thing actually. There is a shortcut when you want to apply, when you want to prove the size of your photo. Utaweka WhatsApp profile. The WhatsApp profile is 2x2. Is it? So that is the shortcut. Like ukienda kuchukua photo and you want to prove, you can put on your WhatsApp profile, and then you can now use if it is okay.
And I also think that I don't know whether I'm right or wrong, because the system itself will determine whether the photo is to the standard or not. Kama itakuwa mzuri, it will be green and itaingia. Kama sio mbaya, itakataa. I don't know whether I'm right or wrong.
Mbona nashuku, I think the system doesn't detect. It takes it and then declines your application and says you are kicked out because of a wrong photo.
No.
You see, the thing is, you know, the photo, it has some requirements. Like for example, the ears, inafaa ionekane yote mbili. And now when you upload, maybe the size is okay, but now there are some things which are not okay. It upload, but now you are not going to get that nini.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So kama si 2x2 haiwezi hata enda in the first place, right?
Inafaa ikuwe that size. Yeah.
If it is not the right photo, it will not take it. The system will not take it.
Yeah,
and actually most of the nice studios zenye watu wanajua what they are doing, ukimwambia tu ni ya passport, they know the modifications. Lakini ukienda hizi studios vichorochoro ya 50 bob utatoka hapo na picha yenye ni mbaya. But most of the studios, when I went to take my photos in LD, ukienda tu studios, hizi studios zinajulikana na useme nataka ya green card, wanajuanga straight up 2x2, wanakwambia just kichwa hivi, masikio nini, smile, toa miwani. They know those things. So make sure you're going to a good studio.
Don't use your phone. Go to the studio.
Oh yeah, don't take a selfie, please.
Pea watu kazi.
Pea watu kazi bana. Hii ni hustler.
Na asioshe, asi-edit, asiweke
Isaac
asiweke filter.
I think this guy should join us.
Barturu's joining. So I wanted to say something. Green card, you can have green card in many ways. You can have the lottery, you can have through work, you can, you can get married, find love, and you can, get a green card like that. So you can get green card in many, many ways. Just know, kuna H1B, there are different ways of getting green card. So moja ikiumana utafuta ingine. It's possible. Yeah, ukipata mtu wa US mwenye unataka kumuoa ama kuoe, they can, you can get green card through that way. And don't lie to us now if you come through.
It is a good one.
Kuna ingine pia inaitwa EB5, EB5
Mhm.
EB5 ni ya watu wenye wanataka wa invest America. If you have some money, you want to get a convenience store somewhere, kuna convenience stores yenye ina qualify for EB5 visa. So you get a lawyer, you tell them you need a EB5 visa. I mean, if you guys have relatives wenye wako na pesa and they want to relocate to do business in the US, nawambia watafute convenience store. Kuna convenience store yenye Americans cannot operate because they are in some areas yenye ina qualify for EB5. So
Yeah, even gas station, right? Gas station.
yeah, that's the gas station.
Paishe mahindi.
Yeah, not only paishe mahindi juu
Paishe
people ni
mahindi.
America juu paishe EB5, most of them.
So
they
if you can
identify
get a
one-
loan at home, the gas station in Mali, you can get green card like that.
na inakupatia ya familia yote.
Yeah.
Alafu
Yeah,
pia
it's
kuna
the same like mine. I got through EB3. So EB3, there's part of skilled, that was me, and non-skilled. The non-skilled you pay. You pay the amount. The skilled one you don't have to pay. So non-skilled you pay, I think it's 25,000 na wanakufailia wewe na familia mzima. Non-skilled unakuja unafanya kazi ile janitor or una work in a restaurant or something like that, but still you will get your green card.
Can you spell it?
They
Can get it right.
give you hours. Maybe you work like 5,000 hours, unamalizana na wao. Then you're free.
Spell it.
There is another way ya kupata green card yenye ni rahisi sana kwa wanafunzi wenye wamekuja America. Enda to the sheriff's office yenye iko karibu na wewe, waambie wakuattach na prisons similar to prisons huko Kenya. Ukifanya hauwezi ukafanya police directly, lakini ukifanya EBT yako prisons ya hapa America, hiyo inaitwa aje huko America?
OPT nini?
Prisons
Ufanye kama security ama
fanya kazi kama corrections officer. Corrections officers wanafailiwa na serikali green card. Kama ulisoma US na uende ufanye OBT yako corrections office, unafailiwa. Niko na rafiki zangu wawili wamefailiwa green card that way, and it's very easy, very simple, unapata green card yako vizuri sana.
What is the degree requirement? Must you do something to do with criminal, whatever, justice or something else?
No. So long as umeenda college hapa US na enda tu sheriff's office na uende umwambie nataka nifanye kazi na corrections office. Na mimi
Why do I think otherwise on that? Because for OPT, do you have to do that after graduation, Ama?
After graduation, yes, it's OBT.
So I think after graduation, for them to qualify you for OPT, because you have to be still in status, you have to get a job that is in relation to your area of study. So come on,
OPT, no, not really. You get OPT after school, you apply for it. Penye utafanya kazi haimati.
No, but the job that you get has to be directly related. Siwezi kuwa nilisomea accounting na niende nikuwe mwalimu. It is a violation of, because when you're applying for OPT, it tells you explain how your job relates to your degree. Because I did that a few weeks ago. So I'm just trying to understand, like, is it anybody? Because I'm thinking, if you have an accounting degree, would you go and work in a correction center as what? So I think it's also sensitive.
You can be an accountant in corrections.
But that's what I'm saying. The job that you get there has to relate directly.
These are areas yenye wako na interest nayo. They have interest. They want people to work there. They don't have people to work there. And if kama kuna mwanya kidogo ya the law kuingiza watu huko ndani, they take that so quick because they need people to work in corrections offices, okay? But now Americans don't want to do that job. Na kuna kamwanya yenye nasema huyu mwanafunzi anaweza andikwa hapa kazi, they are allowed to do that. They do that. Nimeona wanafunzi wawili wenye tunatoka nao the same village wameandikwa kazi corrections officers through the sheriff's office na wamefailiwa green cards. I'm talking about things that I have seen. They are working now.
Great. I think Alfred amerudi, and I know Alfred amechoka sana. I can see it. Alfred, I need you to only answer 3 questions. Number 1, it is about statements. And you were talking about the new requirements. So that is statement. Number 2, someone is asking if the refund. Let's say that you apply a school, you get a refusal. Will they refund all the money or a percentage? There was a question 3. You can start by those 2.
Okay, thanks, thanks, Nick. Sorry, my phone is overheating and it's not charging. So huku tuko sama. If you try to charge it in overheat and it's not charging. And then number 2 is I'm in an area whereby hata huku kwetu network iko pending kidogo. Niko na shida kuresurf kidogo. Yeah, unajua Perth na Eldoret ni kitu moja tu. So quickly, because the phone is actually niko like 13%. So with the statement, it is now meant to be someone close family member. It is an must thing as from 2nd of November October this month. Also it's roughly 6 million. So hiyo ndio kitu moja yenye inasukuma watu. But I will tell you for free that if you, with the Australian government, if you submit everything genuinely, hata kama una submit something, even if it's 5 million or wherever, but it's something genuine that you're not cooking any documents, you're not cooking the bank statement, you're not cooking the title deeds, you get it. Huyo service officer akiona vitu yako tu ni safi, iko sawa. I'll tell you, nakwambia kitu moja, Nick, kuna beshte yangu alitafuta mpaka akachoka na everything yenye alikuwa na akapeana, but alipewa bila waliona tu documents amepeana, hata he was shocked, aliwasunguka mpaka akasema kwara tuacha tu niweke juu imefika masiku yenye nilikuwa nafaa, but akaeka tu venye ilikuwa na akapewa, hata hakuulizwa anything else. Whereas kuna watu wengine waliulizwa, but yeye aliweka vile iko, alikuwa na shamba 2 akasema hiyo ndio iko, title ndio hiyo akaongeza hapo, salary ni ile ya kuomba Yesu na Bwana huko, ile inakatwa kuanzia tax payers you are na kila kitu mpaka I think alikuwa anachukua nyumbani around 15,000. But yeah, akapewa. It was shocking, but ni bahati ya mtu. So one thing is genuinity. If you are submitting things which are genuine, you get it. But ukianza kufutafuta, unaona hii ingine unakutanisha, inakuwa ngumu. Hiyo by the end imetuharibia sana. That's why these people are very strict at the moment. Is tulijaribu kutengeneza vitu mingi chini ya maji. On the issue of refund, it is of course refund is being refunded to the account that made the payment to the university. So if your cousin is making the payment, it will be refunded to your cousin account. If you are the one making the payment, it will be refunded into your account. One of the most important thing is you have to read those terms and conditions. You know, people also ask questions which are straightforward. When you are signing that document that you are signing an agreement with the university, there are those terms and conditions that says when in an event of that you get a visa refusal, this is the amount of money that you refunded. I think they normally take in just a few admin dollars, but they refund nearly the entire fee. But I guess just a few $100 is what they take for the admin job, but they refund you all the fees that you pay to the university. But I repeat, it is refunded to the account that made the payment to the university or the college. They will not say you can change now and pay this. As Diana said, it is very important to read those terms and conditions when you are making those payment and signing that contract with the university. So those are things that are straightforward, Nick. What else should I add before? Sorry?
Unaweza oshwa ile kama ulituma na kazi na alafu irifandiwe.
Kuna watu wanaoshwa, mtu anarifandiwa, mtu ameenda saa hii anaanza kung'ang'ana. Another thing about Australia, Nick, is that unfortunately, personally, as Alfred, I cannot do much. I normally see people saying, Alfred, kimbia ECU, sijui nililipa. Mtu akisharambwa ndio anakutafuta. But ile siku yenye hajarambwa ndio akuulizi hata njia ni gani. So I cannot do anything if I wasn't the person initiating the process. The only person who can reach out to the university is someone whom you went through with, that is your agent. Hata uwe ndugu yangu na unitume uniambie enda sijui aenda ongea na nani shule, they will not even give me a slight information about that person because of privacy issues. So that is one of the issues that affects a lot of people. So if you want to engage with the university, make sure that when you are signing those documentation, if there is someone whom you know that hata kama ni ndugu yako hapa, make sure that you put that person as your next of kin or someone that anaweza kuwa contacted when they don't reach you. But ukinituma mimi na hujaweka anything hapo, it is as it's pointless because the university or the institution will not allow any slide information from the school to another third party. One is because of policy. Two, if anything happens, you can sue the university or the institution, so they cannot even attempt to share any single information. So those are the things that you need also to understand when you're making the application. As I finalize, Nick, I still got 7%, is that currently Australia are in need of teachers. You can apply directly to come and kufunza huku. Special needs teachers, our mechanics, watu kama masons. We don't have houses here because masons are very busy, they don't have time to build more homes because wako wachache. So those are the things that people, if you have documentation that will fanya masonry, if you have experience, you can apply directly for permanent residency na unaweza kuja. Hata sahi government wanapeana incentives for people who want to come in as masons or people wa mjengo. Teachers, of course, if you are a secondary school teacher, if you are a principal, special needs teacher, any kind of teacher, you are welcome to come to Australia. And I know some of my friends from Muko Nyumbani who are teachers may apply, they have come through that route, and you come in with your family. So as much as tunajaribu kukuja students, there are also other avenues that you can come in here and continue. Na kuna kitu ingine pia, saa zingine mtu ukikuja hapa kama mwanafunzi, ukifika hapa kuna kitu inaitwa assessment. Unaweza fanya hiyo assessment tu hiyo first semester, na hiyo assessment ikienda through, una apply, unapata makaratasi. Sababu kuna watu wengi hapa walikuja kama walimu, wako na experience ya more than 10 years, but bado wanapambana kufanya maneno ya masters. So usipojua kwamba unaweza tumia hiyo first degree yako kupata hiyo assessment na kupata hiyo permanent residency, na hakuna haja kulipa hiyo fees nyingine tena juu utakuwa unasoma bure sababu umekuwa mwenyeji. So those are the things that also you need to understand when you come here and your course iko kwa list and you have experience, you can use that straight away na kuendelea na maisha. So asante sana, I think it's 5%. Wish you all the very best.
Before you call, it's on the screen from Diana. Can you also defer the semester if you aren't prepared with supporting documents to appear before consulate? Is that for Australia or US?
For Australia, I'll answer that quickly because you don't go to the consulate or you don't do any interviews. But ukiambiwa utafute documents na ifike siku na ujapata, you are still able to defer to the next semester ndio upate hizo documents. Like for now, if you are being asked ulete English and you are trying to book English through my travel, na unaambiwa the next English test is hiyo ni mention naitwaje Nick, unajua hiyo inakuanga 30,000 lakini ndakufanyia 15 kumention tu anyway. So if you are being told to do English, if you go and maybe book in with Nick, and Nick tells you that the next intake English or the next English test will be in November, and you are meant to be, the test date is meant to be in November, and you're meant to start school in, of course, September, that means definitely you have to defer to the next semester. So hiyo is allowed depending on the circumstances pale ground.
Yeah, maybe to add on that, especially for the US, I think you can also request for another I-20. Like if you can't get an appointment with the US consulate before the semester that you are applied, you can reach out to the school, through the admissions department, and they can issue you with another I-20 for the semester that you want to join in. So it's possible.
Okay, there is someone who is asking, where do teachers apply through the HSO? I think, Alfred, you will share the link. There was a link for the other job. Alfred, are you still here?
Yeah. I will share the link, Nick. I'll share the link for that one.
All right. When Alfred shares the link, I will also share on my platform, and I think tutasaidika wote. So, Alfred, before you go, Alfred. Okay, Alfred Amanda. So maybe Priska, we can summarize because of time. Priska?
I don't know what's wrong with my lighting is too bright anyway.
You're prone, actually. It's coming like.
So the thing is, so we've talked about the things that you need to know before coming, what you will meet here. So everybody, a man or a woman, make sure you have deodorant, you shower, clean yourself. If possible, use wipes at the airport. Use lotion, and use deodorant before getting out of that airport. It's very important. That smell is, it's a problem. Learn to respect the people that host you. So things, if I host you in my house, cook and eat and clean after yourself. Clean your room. Make sure you clean yourself. I'm not asking you to be OCD like panga but make sure you make sure everything is in order. And when you start from your room, you will be organized even out there. The courses that you take, be keen on it. Just don't take any course because everybody is taking it. Think about the future. Will it help you in terms of paying your bills? Here you have to pay all the bills. Build your credit, and when somebody gives you their credit to use, make sure you respect that. Don't use it anyhow. Make sure you take care of your name. Don't mess your name anyhow. Choose your friends wisely, because those are some of the things they may affect your name and your relationship with people. Learn to say sorry, learn to say thank you. Hold the door if possible. Don't hit somebody. Learn to do all that. Don't hit people. Excuse yourself. Don't just sit anyhow. Make sure you excuse yourself. And we've said a lot. And when it comes to green card, apply your green card. You can do it yourself. You have phones, you have cybers, you have all these things. You can do that, and it doesn't cost a lot. Don't blame money. Rabbinic. So, and opportunities back at home too is there. So know who to talk to, what to do when it comes to applying schools. Apply as many as possible, but don't waste money on this application fee because it's a lot. And be focused. Be focused when it comes to studies. Study first. Studies comes first. So learn to put priorities. So if it is school, put school first. Other things will come later. Assume you are the only one in the world you don't have any other thing. Close your ears. We tried it. Learn from some of us. We've tried it, and it's so tedious. It's so heavy. You'll find yourself dragging yourself. Instead of improving, you're just stagnating. You are in the same place. So lalekte agi teta gorog ndagai teta imuch ichutu chimibata. So don't try to drag everybody. And parents back at home, if you're sending your girls or boys to school, let them teach them to do it for themselves first. Lenji la ko mo ko teje daga ko tega ke kona me neutas ako sabotan in patayoli me umetela ko na takap sa matutoy then when you have problems, you sometimes I've had people when they go to school, they have they have like depression because they are not getting what they are studying. Manamege. So ngot kumenyoru itinya stress ke basugul itinya especially athletes itinya labate tinyo magati wezugule ako magati ay gafit kay again. So learn to balance it and focus on that first. Sinyitarity seeking batayolin. Then other than that, apply your green card. Nurses, you can apply. That one I know. I know better. If you want to know more about nursing, EB3, just ask anytime and I will help you. Thank you so much, Nick, and God bless you. And everybody is welcomed here in America or any other country. You're most welcome.
Thank you. For those people who are asking about the link for teachers, I think the Megapo, you can copy the link and also share with a friend. Nick?
Yeah, just to summarize, as a student, be responsible. Get hosting be just a responsible person. Number two, ukikataliwa visa, that's not the end of everything. That's not the end of the world. Life continues. Don't kill yourself trying to push something that might not be able to work. So try as much as you can, but that's not the end of the world. You can still find something else, you can do something else in Kenya and you can succeed. So don't always have that pressure that you have to go for you to succeed. Sometimes might work, sometimes might not. So don't kill yourself. Number three, as a student, either in America or in Australia, school first. I usually tell people that. If you find yourself not in school, that should tell you that you are wrong. That should be the first sign that things are not good. So school first, everything else later. Be on status. Don't ever try to go underground or whatever. Be on status and things will work out well. Parents, give your kids time, be patient, and everything else will be fine. And then the last one is about agents in Eldoret. I think Nick and your friends, you guys should try to get a database of all the agents in Eldoret, genuine ones, because I've had so many stories about people being conned. Their money is being taken by people who pretend to be agents, but they're not. So please, can you guys do us a favor? Give us the list of all agents that are approved, agents that know what they're doing, please. And then Kerry takes stuff. And then, Nandis used to fear Mugi. So be true to yourself, be genuine, and be honest, and you'll go far. Other than that, you can reach out to me if you need, advice on whatever, anything. I'll be available to assist you where I can be able to explain why I can. And thank you for this platform, and thank you for your time. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cheche?
All I want to say is thank you for the platform. Thank you for this chance. I mean, I know I was not part of the invites, but still nichangamsha nikakuja. So all I want to say is opportunities are out there. Tukue watu wa kujituma. If you have what it takes to apply, please give it a shot. Try out the scholarships that are out there. and apply. Sometimes kuna shule zenye ni free to apply, ama ku-apply ni like $30-40. If you think like pesa isikushtue sana ukaona ni pesa mingi ku-apply, some of them unaweza jitetea and they can give you like sessions una-attend alafu unapewa voucher ya kutumia against the application. So just be hungry for information out there. Look for information out there. Everything is on the internet now, and we have a platform like this where you can ask such questions. So tujitume, opportunities are very much out there. America ni kubwa, Australia ni kubwa, UK ni kubwa, tutatoshea sisi wote. So if you're able to make your life much better, please let's be hungry for hard work and be hungry for money, and we will all make it. For students, let me just echo what everyone else has said. Let's be on the right side of the law, please. You don't want to be taken back home. It's a frustrating situation. So if you can stick on the right side of things will work out for you. It really takes patience. Usikuja na mbio, kuja pole pole. Be very patient, and your things will fall in place. Pole pole tu. Wezi kuja ukahangaika sana. Utahangaika kidogo tu alafu ushike laini. So other than that, all the best, Liz, and everyone else who is trying. We are here to help. If you have any question about mambo ya students, F1 and all that, you can always hit my inbox and I'll respond. Other than that, thank you so much, Nick, and it's a pleasure meeting all of you.
Thank you. Chef?
Kongoi. There is something that everybody is trying to emphasize here. Shortcuts. Ungemete shortcuts. Shortcuts are costing us in Australia. Shortcuts are costing us in the US. Shortcuts are costing us in the UK. Ongetiem gemete shortcuts. Amwae notok ne amwae kutitab kanalin me kupsangwartum. Amu tigemeche tigesom rani ang mutai ak tungwoi ak into the future. So mat kiegu bi psangwartum. Ole kechuk temit chi ibiribiot. Ongemete shortcut imeche iegu rich quick. Rich quick ko kekochige pressure ile ameche aike itanom ibimete sukul ibionate tukun alak chebo shortcut ing yo kole mutai karon kukaimete sukul ko sukulit noto komakomeche wa Kenya alak in future ikere matkiegu biik kipsangwartum. Cham alechini biikab bindanyu ndaki biikab kalenjin chekikakimut kobwa Amerika kinye kae kityo kimata komuch koonat biikab kalenjin bichu kot konam komuch konde melit. Lakini ndakikakion biikab kalenjin ipkenam akinde melit, dunia sahi tatinye a very different perspective nebo chito netui. Amu chitab kalenjin we are known for discipline. Angun kesire history nebo Rift Valley akola tugul olo, kongoitu bichu kosire history 1930s, kesire biikab kalenjin ko ki very diligent farmers che ki very disciplined ako kisubi tuguk choe. Ngoeku chun chepserwet ko kibare rubet kwene ko kibiik chechoket ko kikimine psongik ak mosongik ako kiteptos biik komie amu kitinye discipline nenyo. Kameche ketesetai not ngale che mayek chu opungusan murechu ama wachana nayo. Kongoi.
Chef, ni kama ulikuwa bado uongee kidogo, it's making sense, And Chef, someone is asking for your email if you can share, but I can also share if you don't mind, or your Facebook account.
Okay, I'll text you.
All right. Liz?
Okay. Anema atinye so thank you for such platforms. Asante for sacrificing your time. All of you, at least to educate other people or kuwasaidia. I know you're always willing, and I know you always get so many questions over there. So many people asking you for help, going on about money and everything. So ni mzuri kusacrifice pia wakati umetoka huko, make sure watu wengine pia wametoka or wamefaidika kama msikue tu mati kuchikipsaptige. Even when you asked about anything, you don't want to answer somebody. So such links to Alfred. Answer those questions. I know some people doesn't know how to answer questions, but he direct to the questions. So sometimes some people are too sensitive. That ukiulizwa kitu unaona this is rude, unaachana nayo. Na yeye anaona kama hakuwa rude. Another thing I want to tell those people, the students, those who are trying, who are still at home, the informations are out there. Cheche atakwambia ingine, Priska there atakwambia ingine. So the more unasikia, the more maybe unajicontradict, unajimix. So inafaa ukichukua Priska akiongea leo, Take 2, usichukue zote. I can't advise somebody. That's always my policy. Usichukue zote, utajiconfuse. Take 2 today. Priska, I think nimeonanga somewhere huwa anaongea a lot about these things. So ukichukua leo 2, uchukue kwa cheze 2 yenye ni different from ile, ndio usijiconfuse pia. And to our parents maybe and guardians and those the people who are helping others, please be patient with your children. Those the people you are sponsoring, mkuwe tu patient na wao, usiwape pressure mingi. Some people don't know how to handle pressure, wengine hawajazoea kuhandle that pressure. So the students there were trying, hii kitu bana inahitaji patience. If you're not patient, kama hujajifunza kitu inaitwa patience, it will humble you. Utajipata unajifrustrate, unashika huku na huku na huku na yote haita make. So naomba tu Nick, tafadhali bado uko na search forums, na wenye mko hapa na wenye wako huko chini unasikia, bado tu mko na hiyo roho, sacrifice your time, bado mtuambie mingi, muambie mingi.
We are going to
Make
organize
sure you have
more.
everyone from every country, hata sijui
Yeah.
Ireland, hata wa Saudi Arabia walete huku, ndo at least wajue they are supposed to be there, because the countries zenye our people are going. So
It is
thank you so
coming.
much. God bless you people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for joining. Mang and Kinamai, like I never expected that it will be like this. Kongoi netin Tanyang Murin. Thank you so much. So we are going to end there. If you have any question or any comment, you can still comment. We are going to reach out, or you can come into my inbox. For those people who are like Rose Chemutai Cheruyot, you can come into my inbox. I will assist you. Thank you so much. May the Lord bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kongoi, ongebe ngesal dunia kotuit,
Yeah,
Australia kotuit, America, osal kotuit, Ireland, osal yemi.
Wow.
Kongoi.
Haya,
Kongoi. So